I mean, it's a radio station on Pretzel. They play a lot. I am as surprised as you when I turn the music back on.
Because I haven't heard it before. Whenever I'm on streams to keep up with chat, I have a thing that I use, but I don't see the stream. I just see the chat from the stream.
Got you. Yeah. So this is, I mean, yeah, it's the EDM station on Pretzel. I think, yeah. Yeah, EDM. I mean, we could change it to chill, lo-fi. It don't matter. Metal, just come in with just. I mean, now that I have a hair that can do that, it's amazing. Finally, I'm getting it retwisted. They almost canceled on me this weekend. I was like, do not do this to me. Do not. I can't. It's been 3 months. I need this. I need it. Yep. But speaking of, well, actually, I don't even know how to transition to that. But what's good, everybody? It's your boy, Marcus Summers, Major Linux, twitch.tv/Major Linux, and it's time once again for Tech Talk Thursdays for the week of October 6, 2022. Of course, I am joined this week and every week by Kevin, your boy Kevin, in the building.
In the building.
And this is why we hit a soundboard button and it was like explosion. But that sounds terrible because then I blew up the building that Kev was in. Oh no. And on that bit of reasoning, we are joined by the sommelier himself, waiting on his chilled wine. Siziak is in the building.
And in comfy, mostly soaking bedclothes.
Yes.
Soaking? Oh,
yes.
Silken.
Correct.
Okay, after the soaking, I was like, why is it wet?
I'm in cotton blend, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm just in a dirty t-shirt and some camo shorts. I was happy today. I saw the pants my son had on today.
I read some of the articles that we have coming up for this week and decided a shower would be appropriate in addition to the wine we're gonna have. Because this is some of the most unmoisturized content y'all are gonna get from this show.
I would say just as a heads up.
Actually,
no, yeah, just as a heads up, can you go back into the article, to the list and actually just pluck out the ones you want to talk and put them in the Discord, in the Discord server?
Why?
Because I've only chosen a few of the articles that are in there that are relating to the list of topics that we predetermined to talk about for a first time ever. So if there are any leftovers, I can just pull from the list that you would like to talk about if they're not included in this list.
Oh no, the ones that I want to talk about are in here.
No, okay. I have a tab open. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are more than 9 articles.
So let me get this straight. There's a document that I do not have access to that has
a
list of what you're talking about today.
Oh, no. I just have tabs open from the document you do have tab. Again, the articles I have are for a special one that I'm not going to announce yet. The Steam Deck, the Arc, Overwatch 2, ABK, and Stadia. So any of those articles that I did that I did not mention, if you want to talk about those specifically, pull those out. Because I didn't.
I will. Lord have mercy. Okay, I'll do my best.
But anywho, that's just a peek behind the curtain. Also, why does my son look like he's the ring girl? Just over there, just flapping his arms in the background in the dark.
Oh yeah.
Just in case y'all can't see him.
I had not noticed until you said that, but yes.
Come here. Oh, you're in your pajamas. That's so good. You about to get ready for bed. You tell everybody hi.
Hi.
I'm a big fella.
So, all right, wait. Before we get into everybody's, come here. Before we get into what everybody's been doing, is because we got a special guest, Minor Linux here, or the one true major. We're going to talk about one specific topic. I want to know what everybody's feelings are about what we all probably watched this evening, which is the Mario movie.
Yes.
Kaden, what did you think about the Mario movie? What do you think about the Mario movie?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yes.
You going to see it?
Yes.
Who's going to take you to go see it?
Only mommy get the tickets.
So only mommy can buy the tickets?
Yes.
Who is she buying the tickets for?
To us.
For us, me and you?
Yes.
Can mommy go?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Are you excited to see the Mario movie?
I can hear something.
I muted it so it doesn't mess up the show. Are you excited for the Mario movie? Huh?
I was scared at the number box Yeti.
The number blocks Yeti. That has nothing to do with the Mario movie.
But I was scared because I fell down my chair.
You fell out your chair?
Yes.
Did Bowser scare you?
No, the tomb scared me.
I don't know who any of these people are.
Are those supposed to be penguins?
They are penguins. They're my favorite. I think they're gonna be my favorite character of the movie. Who was your favorite character of the movie?
What's happening? What's happening?
He's destroying the ice castle.
What did he get?
What does it look like?
A star.
Yeah. Who's gonna stop Bowser?
Oh, what is he? What's that? What's that?
You know who that is. Or maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Because it's Chris Pratt.
Because he's wearing a blue shirt with a red thing.
Yeah, look at the detailing on the overalls of the shirt though. I just don't notice that.
It's not bad. Like that.
This is like if Mario ran on a 30 or on a 4090.
Yeah.
Super Mario.
Who's your favorite character in the movie so far? Who's your favorite character so far?
The blue one?
The blue one, the penguins?
Nope.
Who's your favorite character?
The blue queen.
The blue queen. I don't know who that. I didn't see a blue queen. Are you talking about the
Penguin?
king? The king penguin?
No. I talk about the queen have a blue dress.
A blue dress. Wait, you talking about this guy?
But
Yeah,
This
I
guy
did.
right here?
yes.
Yeah, I did
because
like
he's
Kamek.
supposed to have
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah, Kaz Kamek the wizard.
He's supposed to have hair.
No, he's not.
He will dress up like Princess Peach. He dressed up like Princess Peach.
You want Kamek to dress up like Princess Peach?
Yes. And the drawing board to dress up her.
I mean, that's probably a little corner of the internet where that happened.
I mean, was that Rule 42? 43 is like 40 something, right?
Which one?
Rule 34.
That's it. If there's if anything exists on the internet, there's like a sexualized version of it.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's Rule 34.
Yep.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your insights on the Mario movie. Are you excited to see it in the theater?
But what about Luigi?
Well, you want to see Luigi?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's definitely gonna be in the movie.
He's
know,
trying
like-
to get away. Luigi doing like this.
What is he doing? What is he doing when he stands like that? He's holding the door?
Yes.
Signs
He's
in.
holding the door closely so no skulls and Pumbas will come in.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you all. Well, thank you for your insight. I really do appreciate it. Mommy still in her meeting?
Yeah.
Are you just gonna chill up here?
Go see mommy. Go see the mommy at the camera.
Oh no, I don't think mommy wants to be on camera.
No.
But why not?
Dude, that's the question you have to ask her. That's a question for mommy.
That's definitely a question for mommy.
All right, so so since we got that open, I'll get back to the weekends in a bit. Since we got it open, yes, the Mario, we finally got to see Mario in action. Teaser trailer for the Super Mario Brothers movie is out. What are y'all thoughts on it so far?
Not bad. Not bad. Like I like the character models. I like that they're not like too stylized because like most thing is to like exaggerate what is like known, features like. And so when I seen the poster, I was like, well, at least the toads look like toads, like usually what they would look like in the game. And then when you see like Mario's face, and you see like Luigi's face, and you see like Bowser's face, and like the voice acting, I thought that was actually pretty good because I forgot that Jack Black was supposed to be Bowser, and I'm like, I was like, oh yeah, Jack Black is Bowser. I could totally not hear that voice. But once we got the Mario and I heard Chris's voice, and I was like, that's Chris. Like, as soon as Mario opened his mouth, I'm like, yeah, that's Chris. Not because I knew it was going to be Chris, but I heard Chris's voice coming out of Mario.
It wasn't Charles Martinet.
No. I mean, clearly, it's not Charles Martinet.
There was too much bass in his voice for that.
Too much bass in his voice, yeah.
Like, I hate it so much because you want to know what? All the other people that I'm aware of that are in that trailer or acting as people are people who do like all of this voice acting stuff.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, well, to be fair, Chris Pratt did also do some voice acting.
Oh, you mean the Lego movie?
Yeah.
Where he was Chris Pratt.
He was Chris Pratt. He was Chris Pratt the Lego.
Freaking Will Arnett was like Batman, and he was actually sounded like Batman.
He disappeared in that role. He disappeared into that role.
He disappeared in that role. So it's like, okay, sure.
I will say this: hearing Chris Pratt as Mario, also seeing Mario emote in ways we have never seen Mario emote before made me feel like this.
It's like, my chest.
It ain't right. It ain't right.
It don't feel right. All I heard was Chris. I'm with Ruin on that. All I heard was Chris.
It ain't right.
I forgot Chris. I forgot Jack Black was Bowser. Like I heard Bowser's voice, didn't realize it was Jack Black playing Bowser, and I was like, I get it. And that thing was like Toad. Like Keegan-Michael Key was like Toad, supposed to be Toad.
And I did not hear him. I did not hear him.
And I didn't even hear Keegan-Michael Key.
I had to look that up again just to make sure because I could have sworn he was Toad. That don't sound like him though. But he does, again, he does a lot of voice work. He does a lot of I don't know if it's impressions, but he can change his voice very well.
Yeah, if you've ever watched like Key and Peele, that's all they do. Like that's all they do is like voices, different voices. So it wasn't like it wasn't like when I heard Toad and the voice came out, "You are more than welcome to leave. You are more than welcome to leave." You understand? Like I didn't hear none of that. Like I didn't hear like Angry Black Translator. I didn't hear none of that. I just heard Toad's voice.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what I love about it. It's
maybe this is what this movie is about. It's like this is an imposter Mario.
Right.
I need to hear what Daisy sounds like because I don't really know what the actress who is playing Daisy sounds like in real life.
Yeah.
I was going through the list of actors for this movie, and I told my wife, yes, Charlie Day is playing Luigi. Mm-hmm. And when I described how Luigi has been portrayed as of late, she was like, "Oh yeah, I can definitely see this motherfucker. This is like this squirrely ass motherfucker just screaming all the time." Even though I
Yes.
can also see Charlie Day just as himself being a Toad.
Yes.
But yeah, I could see Charlie Day being Luigi freaking the fuck out.
Right. So I feel like many times there are characters that are they're just actors and actresses that can portray, people better in, different characters. Like when I was thinking about like Smurfs: The Lost Village, where you have like Daniel Pudi is like Brainy Smurf, and that sounds like him. You have like Jason, Jason Byer, the dude from 30 Rock, the country dude from 30 Rock, and he sounds like clumsy, and he's like always playing clumsy. And you hear those voices, they're distinct voices, vocal patterns, and it's like, that's it. That's exactly what clumsy would sound like this person. And then like Brawny was like Jason Magdanello, the dude with the beard from Magic Mike, and I think it was also in like True Blood, if for those remember. So yeah, so you hear like this rough, gruff dude doing the voice of Brawny, and so you hear these distinct voices, older actors, seasoned actors playing these particular characters, and I'm like, it's them portraying these characters, and it sounds so good. It's the voice that matches the role, and so when I hear Chris, it just sounds like Chris, and I hear Chris's Mario, it just sounds like Chris. Charlie, like, and then when I hear Jack Black as Bowser, I'm like, I don't hear Jack. Like, I forgot that Jack was.
I'm gonna say something. I saw Jack. Looking at Bowser's face, I saw Jack. I said, that is Jack Black. Like, I can see him. I see you, sir.
Right. And it just, but it, like I say, it matches the inflection of what a Bowser would be. Like, Bowser would be like, I'm maniacal, a little bit goofy, but, I'm not going to kill you, but I'm going to fuck shit up. Like, that's
also, I feel like they helped him by voice modulating his software.
And that's
modulating
cool
his voice, which, yeah, I mean, it works.
Yeah. But it's just like, yeah.
It does. It does feel really good to close 70 tabs, and you just start hearing it. Your fan just cools down for a bit. So, oh my god, yes.
Especially in Firefox.
Oh my god. Oh, Chrome 2.
Yeah.
Chrome number one offender.
Yeah.
Sin, how are you feeling about this movie? Bird says he is paying. He'll pay $20 for Wakanda Forever, but not for Mario. I have a feeling.
Oh no.
I have a feeling, yes, I'm going to both, but
there have been several words spoken about the subject outside of the presence of you, our lovely audience. I will shorten and abbreviate my opinion statement to, I'm going to take the purchasing power that I have, and if I decide to step into a movie theater at any point in this life, it will be for Wakanda Part 2, the movie.
Same.
All right.
I would gently leave that here on the bread counter.
Because I know a lot of Illumination movies do find their way on Peacock, so I have Peacock. There's a good chance it'll be on Peacock.
Do you think it'll be on Peacock because it's a Nintendo property though?
Possibly.
Because remember, so it's one story I don't think we're including. I've looked back at the list, or let me take a look again. Because I don't think it's being included, but Nintendo does have an animation studio now.
Mm-hmm.
And get a Nintendo streaming service. But anywho, that is neither here nor there. Gentlemen, how has your weeks been?
Well, because I can say that now, it's been good.
Hey. I mean, outside of learning how to say good in sign language, what'd you do?
End of quarter crunch and trying to find the data and make sure that people have the information that they need and still make sure that things get emailed on time, only to find that the people that I need my forms from are all on vacation, so on and so forth. But we did, I got to read a friend's manuscript for a novel that they're writing. So that was interesting and new. They sent that to me and I read that this weekend. And it was a very fun and enjoyable time. We did a little bit of playing in video games. I had a very fun extended cleaning day where I finally got to use the vacuum and my cat got to be scared. So that was fun. And did a bit of walking. Let me tell you something. I've been my my local friends are like, we don't get to hang out with you as often as we'd like to, but you still need to leave the house at some point. And like the way this whole pandemic and everyone's nonsense is set up, I regularly will pass 3 days and forget that I have not left my house. So that is a thing. But this week, I was just like, I need to go get some stuff from the store to cook. And so I made my little list and I walked over to the grocery store and picked up some stuff and made some stew with poblano peppers. Those are really good. You should get into them. Apparently, they are 6 times milder than jalapeno peppers. So they're really mild. You are aware that they are present, but it's not like eating these makes me want to die. And it's great. So made a little stew with that. I've been enjoying the leftovers from that and everything else. And it was just like nice to just have myself a little walk and do a little exercise and get a couple of mundane things. And also, I'll be right back. I'm going to go show y'all something because I learned about a new tool this week.
Ooh. Is it show and tell week?
Show and tell.
I'm excited. What do you think it is? What do you think it is?
Okay, we're back.
No.
So it's this little thing. It comes in a little plastic bag like this.
Oh, wait, hold on. I got you. Do it again.
Okay, I'm going to. It's this, right? It comes in a bag like this. It is a long piece of plastic with a whole bunch of little barbs on the end and little for your finger. So if you need to do things like get stuff unstuck from a drain, especially if it's things like paper or hair or stuff, you can put these in there. They come in a whole bunch of lengths, but if you wanted to, like these things were like, it was a pack of 3 for like less than $10 on Amazon. I had it shipped onto the house because I saw something on Instagram about it, and I went and used it to unclog a drain in my apartment. And it was super easy to use. Didn't take very long at all. Caught a whole bunch of things too. And I'm pretty sure there's no problems with the drain now. It's really cool.
Dope. Yeah, I did see you posting some handy person type stories on TikTok earlier this week.
So there's this lady on Instagram. The stage name that she uses, if you will, is the Trans Handyman, and ma'am, M-A-M at the end. What she does is she does like burlesque shows, but she also teaches people how to do, because she has a background in carpentry and all of that stuff. She teaches people how to fix common things. So things like, hey, I don't know how to how to make sure that something is level before I hang it up. She teaches you how to do that. I'm not sure how to unclog something. She teaches people how to do that. And if you send her things where you're just like, I have major house repairs, or I'm not sure how to do them, depending, she comes out and she'll try to help and fix and assess stuff and either help you fix it for free or as cheaply as possible. She's super sweet.
Dope.
And so that was my
content.
Look at me feeling all handy and useful because I was able to figure out this thing. And now that I know that my thing uses PVC pipe, which was good because I got the really mild liquid plumber. I got as much hair out as I could, and I put liquid plumber in there and then waited, boiled some water, poured it down the drain, and things are running great. But I learned how to disassemble my entire drain in the bathroom, and I'm proud of myself. So that was a whole thing.
That is more than I am willing to attempt.
Major only saves that for software.
Yep. Is there anything else?
Not until next week when I take lesson 2. But this week we talked about saying like need and want, good, bad, you're welcome, thank you, and asking people for help. So that was a whole thing for
You said
like this
lesson.
week.
You said lesson 2.
Yep, lesson 2 of sign language class. Last week was lesson 1. Well, this
Oh,
week was
okay.
lesson 1. Next week is lesson 2.
Oh, okay. I thought you were taking sign language classes before now.
We are. We're in a new raft of these. So like,
Oh, okay.
I'm
That's what I was kind of getting at.
I'm in the 101 section now. So we had our first lesson in 101. Because they have like a basic intro for I have never seen sign language in my life type of class. And this is the level after that. And we just started with a new one. And rather than like taking a break from it, I'm like, I'm in a good place to make a decision about this financially speaking, and it's good. Also the fight with getting a North Carolina license continues.
I mean, any good headway, bad headway?
Well, good headway. The website was finally working, so I could schedule an appointment. Bad headway. That appointment is on December the 29th. And there are Senate posters on the street right now. Listen, y'all just send up like prayers that someone just goes, hey, we happen to have a walk-in spot. If you want to like waddle on down to like the office real quick. Thanks. But that's it. That's all for me.
Kev,
Yes, sir.
how's your week been, man?
Oh, full. Very, very full. So, Steam Next Fest is this week. And this is pretty much when my channel goes from like absolutely cricket, my YouTube channel goes from absolutely crickets, dust-filled, cobweb-filled upload schedule to absolutely aggressive, damn near daily, 2 times a day uploads, right? So I've pretty much been struggling.
I have a question about that.
Yes.
So I've been I've been looking at some Steam Next Fest stuff. It's actually an article that's on here. I don't think it's included, but
Right.
we're gonna, before we made this decision, we were going to talk about it. I was scrolling through some of the games that they had available.
Yeah.
Do they not do any content moderation for that? Do they not know who is going to be scrolling through these demos? Have you seen these demos?
Like I remember I tried a demo that was called, and I quote, Originizer, where it's like it's not really descriptive. It's like it's an adult game, but it's basically like a puzzle game where you match people to specific needs and events and area and locations for said relations, and you have to match them up according to the room. Like this person doesn't want to be in this room because it's too cold. This one doesn't want to be with this partner. This partner wants to have use particular implements in relations. So, and then if you clear the level, you go on to the next one. You don't see no sex. There's no graphic, anything, but it's very suggestive and it's pretty adult in its themes. But yeah, it was interesting, and I'm like, yeah, this just everything.
I don't appreciate what Merge is insinuating, because I'm looking at this list and it has not changed between devices I was using. To where it says popular upcoming. Like these are this isn't search history. This is what other people are clicking and they're ranking it.
Yeah, they're like, this is great. Whoop.
And yeah, like the first bit is okay, but then when you go to the second bit,
yeah.
Well, I don't know. They might have gotten rid of it, or since the last time I looked, the showing. No, I'm sorry. Just had to make it to page 3.
Page 3? Bet.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's the curation stuff is all over the place. I often think, man, I should probably. It's just like my Steam account is like kind of private, but not really. So I don't really do like a much content creation, but content curation. But what I typically do is I like saying, "This is what I like." So mostly what I play and put on my channel is usually games that I like or games that I want people to pay attention to. And so I would really just direct people, if you would like to know what games that I recommend, just kindly find your way to my YouTube channel. And typically all the games in the Steam Next Fest, we have a playlist, and all those games are on that playlist. But it's generally a lot of like tycoon games, some story based stuff, tycoon resource management games, weird roguelike card battle games, which one that I like, called Wild Frost, which I really loved. I made a video on that. One of my favorite cards on there called Big Berry, or as I call it, Big Berry. Big Berry. So yeah, it's really good game. Potionomics. Funny enough, the third game that I've ever played that had potion in the title, and really good. Another one was Against the Storm, which is funny enough a roguelite city building game, which I didn't think there were roguelike city builders, but apparently it is, and it was a genre that I wasn't expecting, but I like it, so I kept playing. So I'm like, yep, I recommend. And another one, which is it's a 2D zombie survival game, which is cool, and I like it, and I recommend it. So
I think I found a game I might fall in love with. I don't know.
What's the name of the game?
Master Plan Tycoon.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It is literally just flowcharts.
I like it. It's so simple.
I like it too. Kind of reminds me of like the mini games, like Mini Metro and like Mini Highway, which I also do like. Which I have made content about that one. So there's another one that I like called Diluvian Winds. I tried to make a video on that until I realized
I'm sorry, I have to stop you. Ruin has found one of the games I was referring to.
Spooky Milk Life.
Yep. That one in particular.
Wow. Because there are a lot that's the one great thing about Steam Next Fest. There's a lot of like weird and wacky like demos in there, but there are some really big hidden gems in there. Like I remember Wandering Village was a part of it. That was one of my favorite hidden gems. Wildflowers, that was also a big hidden gem in there. Dinkum. There have been some really awesome games that have taken over. Cult of the Lamb, the big thing that was on Twitch for a long time, that started out in Steam's Next Fest. So there's a lot of really cool games that get showcased in these fests, and they're like they have them a couple times a year. Sometimes they have them in the summer, around fall, spring. And hasn't
Steam now just come out and say like, hey, these are just when our sales are now? Just prepare yourself.
Yeah, prepare yourself. We're just gonna have sales. I mean everyday sales, but then it's like big sales. Everything, the whole catalog is on sale. Majority of the catalog is on sale. I'll probably be like 95% of the catalog is on sale on these big seasonal event sales. So I've been doing a lot of that. Yesterday I got a whole bunch done. Like I bought a whole lot of stationery. I don't need stationery. I have a lot, but I've pretty much padded up the surplus. And then bought some light bulbs. That was big. That was a big adult thing. And then also, did some light shopping. Yeah, Walmart's getting crazy now. Like, Walmart was always crazy, but Walmart is like, yeah, we want you to literally we want you to do it your own self. We want you to check your own self out. Because when I went up there and I said, you see, look at that. Self-checkout from this side, self-checkout from this side. And then here, maybe 10, non-checkout lanes. And there's only one open. So it's like, yeah, dude, you're pretty much doing it on your own.
Pay your employees. Pay your employees.
Yeah. Pay your employees. And people are like, oh, self-checkout, that's what happens when you ask for $15. And I'm like, no. These jobs were going. Cashiering was going to disappear. It was one of those jobs that were going to disappear, at some point. You still need people on the shelves. You still need people to get cards. You still need loss prevention. You still need customer service. You still need somebody to fix these things. Still pay people their coins. It's just this one job, this one title is going the way of the dodo, but you still need to pay people more money. So until robots are stocking the shelves, I don't know what to tell you.
Tesla got you.
Ah.
You saw Optimus. You saw Optimus.
I say not for Musk, musky ass, and
more like a Negatron.
Negatron. I see it saying, but yeah, that was about it. Yeah.
Well, let's see. For me, I made it to and from Colorado safely. Had a pretty good time over at LANFest Colorado. Shouts out to the people over there who do an amazing LAN party. The first LAN party I have ever gone to. And it was exciting. I did not sleep in the facility. I actually went back to an Airbnb each night because, I'm, the board. I must be treated as such. I'm a busy man who needs his beauty sleep. But no, not really. I probably would have stayed with the rest of them if I could. We had some cool things happen. I did some cool things. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know what it is, and I meant to try it out earlier, but this Intel i9 12th gen CPU, just beautiful. It's great. It's great. Of course, I was using a CLX gaming PC. It's who LANFest uses for their what they call hero seats, or if you pay a little bit extra money, they will give you a banging fucking PC. It's had the Intel i9 12th gen CPU, RTX 3080, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and all the fucking rainbow puke you can ever want in a PC. And I think y'all pointed out was a Fantex case.
Yes.
Yeah, because look, if it's not NZXT, I don't know.
I just bought a Fantex case within 15 yards. I'm like, ooh, Fantex. The only reason why this isn't Fantex is because I was like, them prices was pricing. I was like, I don't know. Of course, there it is.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna see, because I think I should have pictures of these PCs. This PC now. There it is. So let's switch that back over. Yeah, so here we go. Here, yeah, it's Fantex case. Oh, actually, yeah, it's got Fantex fans in there too. Up here, up at the top. Yeah, so Intel i7 3080, 3080. It's not the Ti. I had to stop myself saying Ti, which is regular 3080. And Rainbow Puke. But of course, because it is the daytime, we had the lights on in the building. When I took the photo, it was not. This isn't as impressive as it was when all the lights were out, and then you're sitting there trying to play a video game, and all of a sudden it goes light green in your face. It's like, oh god, stop.
Yep. Well, that's the tough model. I see that.
So yeah, pretty good PC. Shout out to CLX for helping Landfest out with their hero seat machines. But yeah, so let's get into some news, shall we? Are we ready?
Yes.
I don't know if we're ready, but we're here. So,
All right.
So let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Let's see. So first off today, you too can be just like me and own a Steam Deck, baby.
The best Switch.
That's right. The best Switch. Look at that, baby. Look at there. It's here. It's here. So you're playing that Sonic Mania, yeah. So where's the B button? There we go.
Yeah. Oh, look at it. Look at the games. All 242 of them.
Oh, that's sorted. I actually have like 400 and something, but I've sorted it to say, hey, these are Steam Deck compatible or at least playable. There are 40 games. Look, it is at a point where like there are some games I can't even download yet. Or I might be able to. I've not tried. There is actually a storage limitation I'm running into now. But it's me. Go figure. Like Tekken is one of those games that says, yeah, don't even try it, but I want to try it anyway. Don't tell Nintendo if you start playing actual Switch. Shut up, Rowan. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Don't blow up a spot.
Right. This is nothing but legitimate. This is nothing but a legitimate Steam Deck right now. But shut up. Shut up.
Do I need to purge that from chat? Because I can.
No, we're good. We're good. It's not like he said. I mean, he could have said a slur. That was about as bad as a slur. Shut up. Yep. So yep, this is the Steam Deck. It's here. This is the base 64 gigabyte model. So not the fanciest, but this is a big boy. I should have bought my Switch over here, but yeah, this is a big boy. I was surprised to see how big this damn thing was.
Chunky.
No, I mean it's a little. It's svelte. It's just like wide. It's just wide.
It's got some. It's got some width.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course, you got your headphone jack. There is a fan. That fan does work, and when you play games, that shit does motherfucking come on. USB at the top, which is I guess good if you're using a base or whatever. There are fans at the back too. Of course, you got some buttons back here.
Back buttons.
And SD card slot.
Nice.
Oops. And I hit my microphone. And pressed another button on here somewhere. Okay. So yeah, also a Valve logo. But you can barely see it.
Yep. Barely see it.
Yeah, so coincidentally, just like when I bought my Switch, speaking of, when it seems like when I decide I want to buy a thing, that's when it becomes widely available. That happened with the Switch. That happened with the Xbox Series X. Because not too long after I bought mine, they started showing up in Best Buys.
Yep. See, what you need to do now is you need to buy a PS5
Just
for the
about,
rest of us.
Right?
That's what for the rest of us.
Right?
Throw your $500 onto the altar and get a PS5 so everyone around can get a PS5 as well.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, pretty much right. I have freed the Steam Decks for everyone.
Mm-hmm. The Steam Deck is bought. You are now free.
If I had that power, man, just swear.
Major, first in his name, buyer of consoles, freer of backlogs, breaker of logistics, breaker of log jams.
All right, so to answer some questions in chat here, can you answer yes? So yeah, or merge answer question. Yes, you can add SD cards. So I have a 256 gigabyte SD card. Shout out to Amazon. Well, shout out to Amazon, and I am sorry for the poor driver who has to come out and bring me a SD card late at night. but they offered it like same day. I was like, sure, why not? And I thought it was gonna be like, because it's like from 5 to like, it was like 5 to 8 or 5 to 9 or something like that, right? Figured they'd be here like at 5:30. No, they didn't show up till like 10 o'clock, dog. I was like, oh my god.
Wow.
Which sucked for me in a way, because like, well, I gotta wait all night, but at the same time, I was like, look, I'm not gonna try to rush somebody. Like you out here doing some work, man. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the last time I did it, my wife opened the door and she saw like it was just somebody in a random car. So it's almost like they're just like, it's like the gig economy stuff as opposed to actually Amazon drivers bringing it out. So let's see here. Yeah, so I've not had any drawbacks between internal and SD. I've not noticed much of a difference, but then I've not been paying attention. I did want to get the 512, but it's like, I don't want to spend that much. I'm granted, it was like $50, $60 for 512. But I was like, look, I'll spend 25 right now for a 256. The internal drive is slower on the base model, but it's not that slow in the first. Yeah, I mean, it's still an SSD, but it's not as fast as like the NVMEs that are in the higher models. The data transfer rates between like with the internal and the SD card are about the same. So yeah, like when I realized that, it's like, well, I don't need it to be but so fast. And if the lower storage is still fast enough, me adding a huge SD card will more than make up for it. And I think it's like when I realized that, that's when I put my $5 down. It's like, it is no need. Like, I don't need the fastest if I can just buy external storage and just go with it. So here's $5. Go forth. Make me happy. So of course, like, as y'all, like, as I've been trying to like let people know on the saga of this, my number was finally called up, and apparently, people I was talking to on Twitter, they got theirs at around the same time I did. But yeah, like the number was called up, put in the information, paid for it, and they decided to ship it Saturday. Say it was going to be there Sunday, or they initially said it was going to arrive on Tuesday. FedEx says, no, my guy, it's gonna be there Sunday, dog. It's gonna be waiting for you when you get home. Only for them to realize, oh yeah, fuck it, we don't know what the hell we talking about, as per usual, and it won't make it to your house till Wednesday. So yeah. Merch says, honestly, if you don't want the fancy screen on the top end, the base model, yeah, honestly, it is. And like, so not only do you get the Steam Deck. What was it? Like, it's like $400 for like $399 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, $399. Yeah. Not only do you get the Steam Deck, but you get this awesome case to go with it too, and that's hard shit.
That's nice. Yeah, see,
like it comes shipped in the case.
See, Gaben out here showing them how it's done. Like,
and again, base model,
right?
Base model.
And it has modular parts, so that the repairs are crisp. I literally watch a lot of like, electronic repair videos. Merge can contest, Ruin can contest. We sit down and watch a lot of restoration stuff, and so I hadn't watched it with them, but I watched it on my own. This guy named Tronics Fix, and he basically found the broken one, and all it was just a little bit of like a little broken nub on the unit, but the unit itself, the controller unit, is all modular. You can unscrew it with Phillips screws, replace it, pop it in, plug in a ribbon cable. That's also can be fixed. And so it's like everything is on modular parts. So right to repair is on point, and you can go through iFixit and get parts to fix it,
They literally sit there now and have a video. Steam put out a video. Well, now granted, they said don't do this. They put out a video showing you how to open the damn thing, and it's like the screws on here. The screws on here are Phillips.
Yeah.
Just Phillips screws.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
And from what I understand too, that SSD in there, it can be upgraded.
So again, modular parts, and you can go to like, you know, sanctioned repairs who have parts and they can fix it.
Ruin.
But if you don't, fix it yourself.
Ruin. Don't do this. Don't do this, man.
Don't do that.
It's right there. Oh, sorry, it's right there. It's right there. It's available right. You can go look. Let's go right now. We can go together. We can go together. Watch this. Watch, I'm gonna go to steampower.com, right? That's what we're gonna do. Scroll down. Oh look, the Steam Deck. Right there. Oh no, they still say reserve. Well, it says that it's now in stock, so I don't know. Like maybe you still have to go through the reservation, and like it almost like immediately will say, "All right, cool, now you can buy it."
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Let's see. If I click this now, what will it do? No, so it still says like a reservation, so it still does the deposit.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like
Not
maybe
bad.
tomorrow if they'll update it, but
Not bad. Cause this is how the Steam Deck has done is how like the modern console era should have been. You know, the current gen, where it's like reserve, spend like, I don't know, $20 reservation, right?
mm-hmm.
Then you're in distinct waves. You're like, okay, this person gets it, they're in a wave. That person gets it, they're in the wave, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Go through multiples. So say you want a PS5, right? Go, pre-order it for like $20 or 10, 5, 10, whatever. And you essentially get a number. And then whenever a new wave comes out, there's a console.
Like honestly, yeah, this is how like graphics cards should have been handled. Like literally everything should have been handled. But
everything could have been this. Instead.
But yeah, again, like for the 24 hours that I've had it, it's been really good. I'm going to tell you something. I put a tweet out for this morning because, okay, I think I may have figured out why it was happening. But I've noticed like it's been downloading really, really slow. And I think you can plug in Ethernet, but I'm not entirely sure. But I know over wireless, the games have been downloading kind of slow. And I saw today that apparently it was my, downloads were coming from Dallas. So I switched it to Charlotte, and that should hopefully make it go fast, but I've not tested it yet. So that all that to say that last night I was downloading a whole bunch of games. It was taking forever. So I was playing, games here and there. And when you play a game on Steam while trying to download other games, it will trickle the download of your game until you stop playing again.
Yeah.
Xbox and I think PlayStation does the same thing too. Actually, in the the Switch stops it. The Switch will stop downloading while you play. So this morning I saw that I had some games that completed, including Cyberpunk 2077. Let me tell you, it may not be the prettiest looking game, but if given the opportunity, and if I liked playing first-person shooters with a controller, Cyberpunk is at a nice stable 30 FPS on the Steam Deck. It is not a bad way to play that game. Like knowing what you're in for with the Steam Deck and setting those expectations with that game, it clocks it down just enough. And it has a Steam Deck profile in it too. So when you go into the settings to go change it, there's actually a Steam Deck profile. Sets it up just right nice for you. And they can do that because it's like a console. Each one of them are made the same. You go in there and it plays perfectly. I had a great time playing that for a little bit. Need me to buy a play date so you can get one. I don't even. Can you get a play date? Play date. That's the Game Boy one, right? Oh, that one. I don't want this one.
Oh, that's the one with the
crank.
cranking. Yeah.
I don't want this one. I want that other one. The one that modern Game Boy one.
Oh, analog pocket.
Yeah, that's what I want.
And it got an update so it can play ROM sound.
This
We don't
is
condone that.
look. Merge. If you want to get on this game, all right, bet we can do this. This is what I want.
Because it plays POC. It plays pretty much all like GBA, color, advanced,
and it's native. Like I mean, or it's no emulation. Like you are plugging in a cartridge and then it's playing that shit from the cartridge.
I think it plays Game Gear. Yeah.
Game Gear, Neo Geo Pocket Color, Atari Lynx.
What was them carts? What was them carts?
Pocket is the ultimate tribute to portable gaming. We designed cartridge adapters for Game Gear, Neo Geo Pocket, and Atari Lynx.
Oh, okay, adapters. Okay, I was going to say like, oh, and it also plays ROMs.
And it's got a little dock so you can play it on your TV.
Mm-hmm. Oh, play it on my TV. Wait a minute, if I can play it on my TV.
That's right, you can capture it. You can capture it.
See, the way I've been wanting to play, like I've been jonesing.
And like I don't even think you need a capture card for it. Like I think it has the software that you can install that will just capture it directly from the console. I mean, from the system and put it on your PC.
See, this is $200. This is like what, $200, $300
for all the mobile games you can get. Like imagine you go to a flea market and just buy up all the Game Boy games.
See, I already see it. $219. Oh. And then black.
2023.
I love black. I love so much. I am black.
I don't know, but to have something that's solid white too, though. Look at that.
White don't work for me.
I mean, it don't, but I mean, it's not gray. It's not Game Boy gray.
Yeah.
Yes, the Pixel 7 and the Pixel Watch were announced today. They talked more about the Pixel tablet too, but man, I don't know.
I'm just not down for a Pixel tablet.
I'm not down for anything Pixel this year. It's just I don't know. Like honestly, I feel like I would say the same thing about the iPhones if they did not add the dynamic island to the iPhone 14 Pro.
I'm down for a watch. I'm down for a watch. Maybe the buds, but I'm not down for a tablet. Something about the iPad is just magic, and I would just rather, because even the Pixel itself is not cost effective to the iPad, because you can get a regular generational iPad for like $299,
$329 normal.
$329. Yeah, $329. Sometimes they'll catch it at like $299,
$279, something like that.
That's how I got mom's tablet. That's how I got mom's tablet. But it's like but it's not priced accordingly to the iPad to be competitive to the iPad, because if you're pricing it over or not close to the iPad's affordability, you might as well just go ahead and get an iPad, because all your Google apps gonna run on iPad anyway. So
yeah,
you might as well, like Gmail, Home, all that stuff's gonna run on it anyway. So you might as well just go ahead and get an iPad.
Yeah.
The thing that was like pretty decent about the Chromebooks is they were priced so low that you could be like, yeah, that's not ideal, but if I just want to type out a Word document or look at YouTube, like $200 ain't bad. But if you're not priced competitively to your major competition, then yeah, I'll just buy a Google Pixel I'll buy a Pixel Tab when they're on clearance.
Right. So yeah, Steam Deck. I've got one. There may be some. I'm hoping to shoot a bigger, kind of like show and tell video a little bit later. Things have gotten sidetracked this week because it's just I'm getting a new couch. Things are getting a little testy in the house. So yeah, yeah, just a little testy. It's just people in the space. I know it's a necessary evil to get this new couch that I want, but just having people in my space is just like. And I think it was just because I wanted to sit and relax and play with my Steam Deck yesterday. And it was just like, why do we got to do all this stuff? It's stopping me from playing with my Steam Deck right now. And I was like, fine. And then the people who were supposed to move the couch didn't show up today.
Oh, I know exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That was like we did not have to be here today. We did not have to be here today. But
yeah.
Also, yep. I mean, they follow the same release schedule as the iPhone. Also, I want to point out that so I did watch that Pixel presentation today. Yeah, they're creating a walled garden. But I bet you we will not hear a peep from Android folks about it.
No, not one. No, not one.
But I was definitely the first one to get out there and say, hey, I hear that Google's making a walled garden. Apple did it first.
It's like me with Avery Media. Be like, that's cute, Elgato, but
I mean, Blackmagic did it first, but
true. Blackmagic did it before everybody else did. but even then, after this, you're still late.
And of course, the next thing I want to talk about, especially coming from this past weekend, is Intel Arc. The reviews are out. The benchmarks are out.
Yeah,
now, depending on who you listen to, and of course, you're talking about like the people who are benchmarking and knows all the little fine little details. Of course, if people got things to say, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you, as somebody who don't do that shit, as somebody who just says, all right, give me the thing so I can play the game. This card is selling for, so this is the 750 for $289.
Right.
And I've shared this on Twitter. I'll put it out here again. I held in my hand this A770.
Look at it.
They're top of the line.
Look at it.
That's right. Your boy was being a journalist. Your boy was being a journalist on top of a board member this weekend.
Look at this man. Look at this man.
Also, look at the hair. Look at the hair.
Look at this man. Man out here living other people's dreams. Look at it.
Oh, wait, wrong way. There we go.
Look at this man out here.
He's Intel Nooks.
Look at this man out here getting flued out.
So, yes, the A770 paired with an Intel i9 12th gen CPU.
Mm-hmm.
Playing PUBG at max specs still gives you over 100 FPS in that game. Now, I wish I could sit there and compare it to like something like Cyberpunk, but they did not have it installed on these machines. Damn, I should reach out to old boy because I'm not sure because I'm going. So the Intel truck will be in Chicago, and hey, guess where I'm going?
Look at it.
So I'm wondering if this guy here in the back behind me is the Intel evangelist who was running the truck this past weekend. Like the truck is going to be TwitchCon. I found out he's not though. I wonder if he's going to. So I wonder if he is going to Chicago. So I should reach out to him and see if he can get me Cyberpunk installed on one of these Nooks. That was all right. Let's just see if we can run Cyberpunk 1080p 60, and I'll be happy with it. But yeah, like these cards are like running like less than $400. They are competitive to the RTX 3060, excuse me. Woo. Not the 3080, but 3060. While the drivers aren't there, understand that this is a first generation card. But for me, and what I was able to play, what I was able to see with this card, it's doing the job for somebody who is looking to make like a very inexpensive build, who just needs something thrown in there. Like, of course, we're talking about the gaming performance, but of course, you're going to talk about content creation, streaming performance. It uses the AV1 codec that's going to be in the new RTX 40 series cards. Make of that what you will. They're bringing the NVIDIA, or not the NVIDIA, but the Intel QuickSync stuff over to that card. And if you're pairing it with an Intel CPU, both the internal and the art graphics are working in conjunction with each other. Essentially saying that, yeah, if you're looking, if like for streamers out there who are afraid of art, if they've not like, well, I don't know if I trust the Intel GPUs. On a driver perspective, if you can find a stable Intel driver for it, stay with it. But just like from a pure hardware standpoint, it's solid. It's a solid card. It still leaves much to be. It still leaves some thoughts out there about DirectX 9, DirectX 11 games, but hopefully, as more and more of your new titles come out that are on DirectX 12, that shouldn't be an issue. I mean, they probably did. Ruin, they probably did. It's something that I would have liked to have seen when I was there. But again, I am not a journalist. As far as that guy behind me was concerned, like I'm just there, like I'm represent the LandFest board, so I'm just making sure that our relationship between us and Intel are okay. Especially so when I'm not sure if I mentioned the truck, but their truck got a weird fracture. Their the windshield got a weird fracture in it. Like we were hoping that nobody vandalized the truck. Had the police come out and they said that apparently things like that just happen in Colorado. Because it was like a weird ring in the windshield with no clear point of impact. We didn't know how to explain it. I mean that. But yeah, like it was a fun trip. Being able to sit there and play, like actually just like literally get my hands on a card that people won't even be able to buy till next week, was just like, that was enough for me. It was really fucking cool. Was able to play on the hardware. I couldn't ask. I really could not ask for any more. I felt special. But I'm gonna tell you something. It made me really like. I need to sit there and Kev. We really do need to reach out to Merge if he wants to help us with that dream one day.
Yeah.
Because after doing that, coming back home, I was like, yeah, this is. I want to do things like this. And talking to, again, the evangelist behind me, like this wasn't where he thought he was going to see his life going a little bit, or it's definitely not where his parents wanted him to go. But like he was doing tech reviews and stuff like that, and he got this job at Intel, like going around just showing cool, dope shit, like Intel's first. And they were really specific about it. This is Intel's first gaming graphics card.
Yes,
they have had GPUs before, but this is Intel's first consumer gaming graphics card. They have never done this before. So yeah, like it was pretty nice. But yeah, the Intel arc that you're getting the reviews and stuff that are coming out this week, benchmarks, should be hitting too. I think I've seen some Digital Foundry, so I know people have been posting some stuff from Jay's 2 Cents, Gamers Nexus, LTT. But yeah,
Unboxed, Canucks. Last night we watched. I think we watched like Canucks, Hardware Unboxed. I didn't see the other Steve because I was like I didn't want to watch the other Steve. Sometimes these videos are a little bit longer. Just like info vomit, and I'm just like, so yeah. But we did watch like I watched Paul on my own. So yeah, most of them were like, you know, it does a good job. It does a good job. It doesn't do as good a job as like the other two, but it's a good first attempt.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, this is good. It's good. It's good. And what Diogen had talked about, because we kind of covered a lot of this last night. We were like, Diogen was more like, this is like good for gaming venues and gaming cafes to have these kind of like, you know, affordable cards of if you buy them volume en masse and you want. And then I thought also it would be really good at these venues for esports and such, like Intel builds. Because I mean that's not a bad thing to have, like, you know, an owl league running on all and if Intel's the sponsor, not a bad look. To have all Intel builds. I'm just saying.
and again, like, look how like these are the Nook PCs.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just how small they are.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, nice.
And of course, okay, yeah. Damn it, where's the picture of that truck? There it is.
Okay, truck.
So it's like, you know, like it's all compact. It's all in there. Like they have to take those PCs out and they put it into the little closet that you saw that guy kind of coming in and out of behind me. Not that one. But yeah, like this. Why did I point this screen? Like this room right here. Like he takes these, puts them in there.
Oh, nice.
So like, I mean, they're small enough to fit. Like there's like 24 machines in here, and all 24 of them can just fit in that little room. But yeah, the Intel Arc stuff, they're out there now. The 750s, 770s, they're getting their everybody's getting their testing in, and they will be available on October 12th. And there are two tiers, or the two graphics cards, and there's two tiers of the 770. Of course, you got the 750. You got the 70. You get 770, like the basic tier, which just has like two fans on it, and the 770, like I think there's like legendary limited editions. Oh, it seems like the 750 has a limited edition too, so there's probably like two of each, two 750s and two 770s. And these are for the Intel like founder. I'm gonna call them Founders Edition, but they're probably called something else. The Founders Edition A770 Legendary Editions actually have those lights, the RGB lights in the rings. And yeah, I think there's also, oh yeah, Acer of all companies is actually coming out with a graphics card through Intel.
Oh.
And I, like I said, I talked to the evangelist. That's actually the card that he wants. He wants the Acer card. I said, I would get one too, just because Acer made it. All right, so that's it in hardware news. That's it for show and tell. Let's get into some actual other special news. Because apparently they're letting me talk about all the things I want to talk about this week. Overwatch 2 is out this week.
Yeah.
If you can play it.
It's a combination of bam, 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 and womp.
Yeah.
Bam,
Like,
bam, womp.
right, it, bam, bam. Like, this is
So let's
like
let's,
the airborne
let's-
and celebratory sounds like ran out of battery.
So let's switch this out. I will talk about the phone stuff a little bit later, but I do want to talk about the launch of Overwatch 2. Specifically the fact that when it went live on Tuesday,
Rough start.
it was very rough for a multitude of reasons.
Oh yeah.
One, I mean, okay, when a game is slowly coming out, of course, they're trying to ramp things up, make sure everybody can't hit it all at once. I get that part. However, they ran into some issues, legitimate issues on their end, which they were trying to fix, but it was made very difficult for them because they were also being DDoSed.
Yep.
Like we can't do anything about people being malicious on these things.
No.
On the one
DDoS
hand,
attacks
on
are
the
like
other, there are
there's no
so
good.
many things that also happened with like the launch and things like that. Of me being like, Blizzard, not only are you not new, but you still have like people. You had people actively playing the first one. Like, what happened here? I just have questions. But the questions that I have aside, people who DDoS things just should at this point be hit in the nuts with a cheese grater. Please stop.
Ouch.
So the next story will make me feel a little bit better about them cutting off OW1. But given how they didn't do that initially, it does not make any sense what they did. And I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, and again, launch day woes are a thing for every live service game. It sucked. And I'm pretty sure, it's my hat still goes off to the devs, the QAs, IT, DevOps, network, whoever, who was fighting like hell to make sure everything got fixed when things were popping up. Because it's one thing to do betas, but it's like once you have millions of people trying a thing, you're going to find things that you weren't anticipating still.
Yeah.
So I am not faulting Blizzard for that bit. That was just going to be a mess. And it did not, and it was exacerbated by DDoS. So this article saying like, hey, they're taking it offline. I think it was like for a couple of hours. But they were taking the game offline so that we could try to fix some things and bring it back up. So that's happening. However, this is where it's like, okay, see, now we're doing too much. And I think we've talked about this before because, again, Call of Duty is also doing the same thing. This is the same bullshit we called out Twitch for with verified chatters.
Yeah.
I do not understand when you have a method already to verify somebody's identity, why do you need a phone number? And
also, like people don't have burner phones, but also the complications that came up with that phone number verification became very real in a very short period of time.
Right, because it's that thing of why are prepaid numbers not a thing? Like, why can't you use that? Like, I forgot what service it was where I could not use Google Fi. And Google Fi is postpaid.
Like, the thing is, they said you couldn't use Google Fi, but you also weren't allowed to get onto the service if you had things like family plans. So at some point, this becomes like, if you decide that you absolutely must, although I feel like there are certainly safer ways and numerous of them to verify someone's existence other than their phone number, at least do the research to make sure that people can just use stuff, because it comes across, like we saw in many articles this week, as Blizzard just punishing people for being poor, low key.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of like
it smells like pour in here. Yeah.
Be like, listen, in a day where even the people who make decent money are out here sharing Netflix accounts, don't do that to people. That's unnecessary. Also, like in the backdrop of this, I want you to know all of this is for a free to play game. Like it's not like worrying about people hacking subscriptions. It's free to play the game. Free 99. What are we doing all this for?
All I know is that for me, because I was very apprehensive about it, and I don't know if Blizzard has my phone number, but I was able to create everything without having to give them a phone number, at least in this past week. So I don't know, and it could be because of the fact that I set up a Blizzard, the Blizzard Authenticator. But it really does not make any sense that it's being tied to a phone number, and the fact that prepaid mobile devices is where you drew that line.
That was the line you drew in the sand. Like, don't we know that SMS authentication is the least?
But they're not
secure?
doing. It's not even for SMS authentication. It's just to create an account or to just access the game, or at least that's what it was.
A shame.
Like I'm actually curious now, like whether or not that my phone number is tied to my account, because I didn't have to do anything. When like I just downloaded the game and launched it, and it worked just fine for me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I had no problem. I had no problem with this.
Oh, nope, don't show up there. Move.
I'm not there. Don't dox yourself, Major.
I mean, it's my phone number, and I can just easily like. Luckily, I have things on my iPhone that would have blocked it, but no, like, oh no, actually, yeah, my phone number is in here. Okay, so that's probably why I didn't have it to deal with it, because it was already in there. And again, I would not be surprised if it was in there for me setting up the Blizzard Authenticator. Because I have no other reason. I can't think of any other reason to give them my phone number other than for two-factor auth.
Mm-hmm.
Especially back before before people started using apps. So yeah, so what they've gone ahead and done, because so many people were complaining about it, is they're saying that for those who had a Blizzard account or a Battle.net account and were playing Overwatch 1, you do not need a phone number anymore. Which is like, okay, but Overwatch 1 was never free to play. Also, it doesn't exist anymore. So what about those other people who, again, still have prepaid phone numbers and can't authenticate?
Don't they have to make you? Don't they like make you have to like make an account and whatever? Like where you have like a. What, didn't you have like to have like a Blizzard.net account or something? Like what information did you have to make an ID to play Overwatch 1?
Again, I've had a Battle.net account for a while. So I don't remember I don't remember what information I needed to put in to create the account initially. I've had it for a while. I mean,
so what I'm saying here is, right, why make people have an authenticator when you already have like a whole like system that gives people unique IDs and has two-factor, which I'm assuming it does. Like, why? It just, the phone number part of this makes less sense by the second, and it made none at the first place.
See, I mean, you're asking the questions I arrived at when I initially heard this. It's like, you have an authenticator, why the hell do you need a phone number? Again, the same questions I was asking of Twitch when verified chatters became a thing. Why do you need my phone number if you already have me authenticating through an authenticator app? Yep.
The math isn't mathing over here. It just isn't. Someone
Math.
help.
She's not mathing. She's not mathing.
I don't know if I do have a scrimmage Saturday. I miss a practice to be here, guys. They know. In ABK news, Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard has been approved by Brazil. So country number 2 has signed off on the acquisition. Of course, the first being Saudi Arabia, of all places. And I think if we have time, we may have another story with regards to them.
Yeah, it's like two of the countries, Saudi Arabia and Brazil, were leaning Belisario. It's like it's giving authoritarian.
Yeah, and I've seen some stuff on that. That boy, starting to look up. It's looking a lot.
Yeah.
It's giving January 6th.
It's giving 45's playbook. Yeah.
It's giving 6 days at. Listen, I will just go ahead and say that for everybody because I know that
I would say the first one maybe. I don't know. They talking about taking out drug lords in this one. I don't know.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying we can do with that what we would like to, but I am going to enjoy the art that the artist made and try to separate myself from the fiction that they're trying to tell. Because when I tell you who child the ghetto.
I mean, the thing is, like, nobody really cares about the story, which is sad because, you know, we can sit talk about, man, this gives off this, but at the same time, it's like nobody cares about the story. That's what I guess that's why like it barely catches shit. Well, like, because nobody plays the story.
Like we're talking about how it doesn't, but like that's kind of the point, though.
I'm missing it. I am legitimately missing the point that's being made here.
Like you have these things of being like, hey, aren't there these themes in that game? Pfft, what themes? What are you talking about? We're not playing for that. Meanwhile, the actual game is happening in the real world. And people are just like, how did this kind of thing come about?
Political? We don't know what that is.
What do you mean we don't do, like, I don't know why you're adding politics in the game and trying to make it woke. Meanwhile,
your game has a whole Reagan in it. Hello?
But again, that's not in the multiplayer. Nobody saw that. The only time
it's not real.
The only time they saw the precedents was when it was that one zombie mode. Oh yeah, that 4090 Strix, yeah. Them motherfuckers. It's
with all the C's.
Didn't they post a picture of that holding up an ITX motherboard?
Yeah. The way somebody had put like a 4090 in like an ITX case.
Oh
and
wait,
we were all looking like how?
Because I posted something in Merge's in the channel I made for Merge.
Kyle had put his in his like 4000D Corsair case, which is my case. Yes, I seen that. It is bigger than the Series S, and I was like, "Yo,
that is fucking ridiculous."
And it's about as tall as a Series X.
That is fucking ridiculous. You need the scaffolding from Manhattan to hold that fucking card up in your PC.
Yeah. I think there is like a little like there is a slot that's held by magnets with like little screw holes in it that is for like scaffolding.
This is giving gaming smartphones. Why?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Why do I have RGB in my phone? Why? I'm looking at you, Asus ROG phone. Hello? Why is my phone hot?
And more ABK news. Hey, remember the only woman in the room of executives who then acted like she was one of the guys. You know what? This sexual harassment lawsuit is a bunch of bullshit. Well, she's gone now.
Probably, of course, behind several moments of, what do you mean this is an issue? That's not an issue. Y'all are just making like issues and drama where that's not to be. We're distorting facts here and probably very much over dramatizing things, and it's unnecessary.
You're like, it's
No,
it's a
surely they
nothing burger,
surely they
guys.
took this surely they took this seriously.
Oh,
Again,
it's a
uh-oh.
nothing burger, guys. Yeah, just some shit falling on my desk.
Again, it does not make sense the type of people that Activision Blizzard hired to work for them. A video game publishing company hired someone who in the early 2000s during the invasion of Iraq held the position of assistant to the president for Homeland Security and Counterterrorism under George W. Bush. Oh, why?
It's giving.
Like
The
these
chief
ones-
compliance officer. This is a chief compliance. Who are they complying to with that kind of credential?
It's giving Homeland.
The Washington
It's
Post.
giving.
What?
Yeah. It's giving Homeland.
The Washington Post reported in 2004 that Townsend toured the infamous Abu Ghraib prison during the height of the U.S. military's torturing of prisoners at the facility. According to the Post, an officer at the prison told U.S. Army investigators that Townsend pressured him to extract more and better information from prisoners in his capacity as head of the Joint Interrogation and Debriefing Center at Abu Ghraib. Townsend, for her part, denied witnessing abuse of prisoners during her tour.
I didn't see it.
You know,
So she has a
When-
history of not seeing things. Got it.
well, no, this one was. You know how they sit there and like these developers say, "Yo, we talk to the people who are there on the front lines to get the real accounts for our games to add the authenticity." How much you want to bet that she was one of the people they interviewed?
Well, can we just talk about this? Because I know that last year when this came up, right? One of the things that we mentioned was that it was pretty likely that one of the reasons, and it always ends up being this type of nonsense, that one of the reasons that they may have put her in the position that she was in was because she was at least aligned with the kind of stuff that the company wanted to do and would be a shield for them.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned that before, and now here we are with the whole thing behind stepping out of the roles and all this other stuff. Now, there might be reasons that she legit decided to leave, but there's also something to be considerate about. You have served your purpose in terms of this stuff. I also want to say, well, I think I'm going to wait until you get through some other articles to make another point about things that I've seen come across, like streaming Twitter and things, and about things with Activision Blizzard in general. But I will save that for the end.
Well, we only got one more.
I know, the one more is important, though.
Activision Blizzard withheld raises to retaliate against unionizing staff.
Hey there, Starbucks.
Hey there, Amazon.
Nice to see you again. Didn't expect to run into you so soon. I'll take a pumpkin spice latte, please.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Would be a shame. It would be a shame for a really good walkout right about now.
Sure would.
Pumpkin
Would be
spice pizza, everybody.
absolutely awful. Who would even suggest such a thing? First of all, how dare you?
I mean, let's see. Let's look at my calendar here. We can pick a date. We can pick a date. Hold on. Where VMAX go? We can pick a date. I'm thinking October 28th.
That's a great time. That'd be around the time when the red cups start dropping.
Red cups? Not familiar with the term.
The Christmas cups.
Oh, you're talking about
Let me give
Starbucks.
you the.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
talking
let me
about
give you.
Starbucks. I was talking about ABK.
Oh, that
No,
too.
no, like we made the connection there earlier. The connection is still maintained. Is the point we're trying to make here?
Yeah.
Because parallels in the way that they behave.
No, but I specific. I specifically mentioned October 28th because
Oh yeah, that's a good time.
yeah.
Yep, good time. Before before it goes gold.
Or anytime
Right
in
up
between
to date.
now and then.
Now and
Because they've
then.
got
Yeah.
2 games.
Cause see, I would wait till it goes gold and then be like, I'm out. Before it goes gold, I'm out.
That's when QA needs to leave.
Yeah.
When them
And
last
yeah,
bugs are due.
yeah. When that day one patch hit, before that day one patch, out. Cute. I was like, fine, squash your own bugs. We out. Put the patch. We out.
So yeah. October 28th seems like a good day for a walkout.
And then I'd be like, but oh, where would they? If they
Sure
walk
would.
and they,
Sure would be a shame. Sure would.
I think I'm getting that COD fever. Yeah, on October 20th, I'm getting COD fever. But you work here, you work at Infinity Ward. I know it's a shame that someone who should be immune to COD fever, who could play, who could work instead of catching this COD fever, is catching COD fever on October 28th. It's crazy.
COD vid.
Y'all know, yes, COVID. You mean COVID? Yeah, COVID, sure, COVID.
Yo, I'm talking about COD vid. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of this shit.
Call of video
Sick of
games.
this game.
Yeah, it's COVID. Call of video games.
Call of video games.
Call of Video Duty. Call of Video Duty. And last up on my list of topics, of course, because we missed it last week, the bombshell news.
Wait a minute, because you were about to say this. I need you to back up an article before you go in on this one.
Zip, 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 zip.
You know what's funny about? You know what's happening with all of these articles?
Oh yeah, that's
in
right. I forgot you did
parallel
say you
with-
had something you wanted to say.
in parallel with all of this are a bunch of people who are on the internet being like, so hey, I know that people are like really excited about probably a lower quality art style depending on how you take it with Overwatch 2, but isn't Blizzard still in the middle of a whole bunch of shit and all this other stuff? And we're just like, are we morally obligated not to play this game? And I feel like the answer to the question is, well, how are they treating their workers? How are they treating the people who are trying to unionize to have like better things for themselves? And between all of that, from what we see in these articles, can we ask why we're asking that question? Like, if you're going to play Overwatch 2, you're going to play Overwatch 2. But if you're trying to play Overwatch 2 and also be like, but yes, I would also like to maintain that I have the moral high ground. Let's just, like, y'all are just gonna have to reconcile with the fact that y'all want to play video games with people, like y'all want to play video games made by companies that do terrible things, and just like either learn to be okay with it or stop playing them. Talk to your therapist about it. Talk to your therapist. Journal. Please.
Make whatever like ethical like yoga
if you have
that
ethical,
you can do.
Like, right? Like, let's like, here's the thing. Let's not do the mental gymnastics about it, is all I'm trying to say here. Like, we know that this is a hot mess over here. If you decide that you're going to boot up Overwatch 2 anyway because you're somehow concerned about whatever with a free-to-play game with a company who's over here doing dirt by everybody that they touch and have been for like the last couple of years, and some change that we've been made aware of through gaming journalism, then you're just going to have to sit with that on your own time. But also, like, The information's right there. It's Googleable. It's free for you on Tech Talk Thursdays if you happen to come by here. Let's not act brand new about it. That's it. That's all.
Right.
Continue.
That's it. Right. You can be excited. You can be excited about a game, but also acknowledge the fact that they out here doing some shitty shit, and that's not us for us to dilute that, but that also drives people's decisions of not wanting to fuck with the game or not.
And I think, like, and that's fair. But what I also kind of hate from the other side of it too, as someone who does still engage with these games, is the fact that sure, Overwatch 2 comes out today. And like what Kev tried to do, but apparently the video got deleted or removed from TikTok.
Funny enough, I think it came back because I just seen it again. Like,
because I clicked it, was it there? I was like, so I had asked, I was like, what was it about? And he had told me, so yeah, like it was a TikTok about somebody somebody reminding people about the atrocities of ABK. I said, okay, that's great. However, the devs cannot control what the C-level folks are doing, the people who are driving the ship and doing everything. Sure. I understand that. I want to put it out there because, again, we talk about this constantly. I am aware of the shit that ABK as a company is doing, but it's always that thing of making sure you are angry at the right people. Like, trust and believe, like, just as this article just like the article we're looking at just points out, the people who wanted the money, the people who have control of the money got their money. The people who are actually doing the work, who are actually creating the thing that you want to enjoy, didn't get it.
Yes.
I mean, didn't they though? Like they didn't pay. Like the game is out, and they didn't pay these developers for any of this.
Is that not what this article says?
No. What this article says isn't that people didn't get paid for making the game. They didn't get, like, the people who were unionizing, they didn't get paid. But that's a completely different discussion there.
But it's still the thing of
reprisals.
The reprisals will be coming to, like, when it comes to labor disputes. But also think about it like this too. There are people who, what game was it? I forgot what game it was. Where, and actually it's probably for every studio, where people's bonuses are completely dependent on what a Metacritic score is.
Yep.
If the game doesn't rate highly enough, they don't get their bonuses. Let's also not even look at the fact that, Square Enix, like, a game could sell like gangbusters and they're like, yeah, it wasn't successful. And guess what happens at that? If a game is successful, who ain't getting the bonuses that they were probably promised for making the game, for staying up and doing that shit? Mm-hmm. It's a thing of, like, yeah, people can be on that moral high ground and say, yeah, don't forget the shitty company. But it's at the same time, it's like, I'm pretty sure that the graphic art, like the artist who drew Mercy had fuck all to do with any of this. And
it's true. We need to talk about how no matter how this is turned, the developers who usually have the least amount to do with this are always put in the middle somewhere. Because it's one of those, hey, if the company's terrible, we're angry at the devs. Or, hey, if y'all don't do the thing or engage with the company and the products that they make, then the devs won't get paid. And it's one of those things of, one, neither of those are true. And two, the people that you need to be chewing out have C and VP level titles and don't talk to you.
Right. So it's that thing of, and it's like that part where I'm like,
it's the point where Rockstar Games, and this isn't related, but very poignant, is like Rockstar Games is having to issue statements like, look here, you look like, and I'm going to use colorful language here. So if you have issues with that, I'm going to ask you to put on your earmuffs. Hey, look here, you little bitch. I'm going to need y'all to stop attacking our developers. Like, y'all having criticisms about the game, sure. Y'all coming for our developers, not appropriate and not tolerated around here. Stop that nonsense immediately.
Like Respawn had to deal with the same thing with Apex.
Where they're just like, what we're not about to do. And it's just kind of like, shout out to the devs catching things left, right, and center in the middle of also people trying to do, I guess, moral posturing, because that's the big problem, right? It's like one of those things of, like, they're talking to you, about this, and it's kind of like, I see what you're going for, but I don't know what you're coming for me for. I don't know what you're coming for the devs for either.
Right. Like, I'm gonna sit there and enjoy the game. The Overwatch is fun. Like, I've taken my chance. I mean, I've taken my stances at it. But one, like I paid them $40 or $60 for the Xbox version. Somebody gifted me the PC version of Overwatch, so I'd never really paid for it, but I still had it, and I probably would have bought it had I gotten around to playing Overwatch on PC like that on my own. But it's a thing of I can be mad at ABK. I can be mad at those like those C and VP level people.
Right.
But I can't sit there and take on my anger and frustrations. And it's a thing of too, like, where to an extent saying you're right that me not buying, like me protesting against the game will hurt the developers. You're right to an extent where if I choose not to buy the game does not sell well. Now, granted, this is a free to play game, so it's whatever. Who knows what's going to happen to these developers now that the work is done, depending on what they were working on. But let's say if it was a $60 game and I decided to boycott it and a whole bunch of people decided to boycott it, did not buy the game flopped. Whatever projects that those developers who finished that first game were about to work on, they now get laid off because there's no money to fund the second game. So which means like it does directly affect not from the game you're protesting, but for the game that could have been that sequel to a game that probably was really good, but because we were all mad at the C level and VP level employees, we sit there and hurt the developers, the artists, from making that second game because they were all let go.
I think what I want to say there for fairness, because I hear where you're coming from on that, is it feels like, and this is where I say, like, no matter how this gets turned, the devs end up in the middle. It feels like the devs are being held hostage here because, it's like every bad guy at the end of let's say a random Die Hard movie being like, now you don't want to hurt me because it'll hurt this other very innocent person that I just pulled in the way. Because here's the thing, if ABK, if they decide that they're going to be shitty and not pay people, they're going to, whether you buy the game or not. If they decide that they want to make the sequel, they will have games blow all the way up and then be like, and we're going to fire everybody now and not make the second movie. Case in point, the Sonic movie. They had all these people do all of this work to fix everything and make that movie an absolute S-tier movie, and then went cool and fired a whole bunch of people behind it anyway. And the movie did well. They don't care.
So I mean, in that voicing, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So
that's exactly how that feels. And that's it. And that feeling there is intentional. Is as far as devs goes, the point that I want to make. What I would like to see is a future where at some point, if we just go, the way that this company is doing things is shitty, but you deserve to make things you want to make. Let's figure out a way to make you do that. That would be an ideal. But mind you, that's me talking about an ideal, and I understand that.
And then to be fair, for a lot, not a lot, for some of them, that's what they've been doing. That's what we've been seeing a lot more indie developers come through, and they've been making really good games. I'm pretty sure that what's that game that came on Game Pass? As Dusk Falls. Former Quantic Dream developers. How much you want to bet that they left Quantic Dream because of the shit that was fucking going on over there? Created their own studio, made their own fucking choose your own adventure game, and it fucking slaps. The only thing that people got a beef on is the art style. But the game itself fucking slaps.
And there you go.
It's
ideally that's how it could work.
But again, that's still even that's a privilege to be able to do that because some people just can't. Mm-hmm. So it's an unfortunate situation where it's I understand that the situation that we as a consumer are being put in to sit there and choose between, not supporting a game because of the shitty leadership or support a game because I don't want to see the developers on the fucking streets either. Granted, at any, if I go either way, it could happen.
it could happen either way. That's just
So is that at a certain point, I would rather, like, if it's a game that I enjoy, and if I can do something, I'd rather do it, because again, while it could go either way for the developer, the fucking C-level and VPs got paid and they're still getting their bonuses. Motherfuckers, like Bobby Kotick was being investigated. They still gave him his bonus and voted his ass to still be the CEO.
for the time being.
So people left in the. She also recent discourse around Disco Elysium, people who left and people they are hiring to replace. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what the fuck's going on with that. I caught the tail end of that, and I do not like when people are being cryptic about a thing.
No, there was basically like a collective that they made to like support to support larger kind of like social goals and make sure everybody was being treated fairly and all this other stuff. And the people who were hired to play the game were people who came from the places that Disco Elysium's history and game lore and all of that came from. Right? People who had like lived in Europe and had seen some stuff, TM, and they have since released 3 of the people who were from the play. Like, I think they were Estonian, like the people who made the collective have either and I put in quotes here, left, because I don't have better words for it right now. And the people that they're hiring are people who are like American Harvard students who have like no grounding in where this game comes from, the history behind it, or anything to do that justice. It's a hot mess, the whole thing. Like, there's just a lot going on over there.
Yeah, because I know like it's like somebody wrote a blog post saying like, look, if you were looking for Disco Elysium 2, like, then you're shut out of luck. Well, I mean, I'm paraphrasing. I'm adding in myself, but like, you're out of luck if you were expecting a Disco Elysium 2 or something like that. But it's like, it's very cryptic, and that's one thing I hate, that like, I don't have the time anymore, like just the mental bandwidth to try to translate when people are being cryptic as fuck. Like, just say what you want to say in plain ass English so I can understand it. We can move on. But yeah.
You have to love how Major will say that and also know that NDAs exist.
I don't give a shit. Tell me what I need to know. I'm like Batman, but for podcasts. Tell me what I need to know.
Rachel.
I feel more like Green Arrow, like yelling, "You have failed this city."
I have. Oh boy. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation to be in, but it's after a while, it's like, look, yes, I played Cyberpunk. I admit that they could have done a better job with the things that they did, but I bought Cyberpunk not too long after it came out, and I did enjoy what I played of it. I have played Overwatch. I continue to play Overwatch. I'm playing it like in a softball league type of esport, like a company softball league esports way. I mean, it's what I'm doing. I enjoy the lore. I enjoy that game. It's like one of my favorite FPSs. But yes, it sucks that it's coming from a company that is fucking shitty. At the same time, there are people who are like, people were complaining about the shit going on at Riot, but they play League of Legends still.
Yeah.
Or Valorant.
Yeah.
Or the fact that I can sit here and rail against fucking Valorant and Call of Duty and Genshin Impact for kernel level anti-cheats because of what it could do to my PC. But of course, I'm buying Modern Warfare 2, and I am anticipating on putting Genshin Impact back on my PC because
I think,
it's like you have like, it sucks that, you know, there are so many people that are like, like innocent people who are being held hostage for these things. But I mean, ultimately, like, at the end of the day, we're here for a short time, not a long time. So, in you know, capitalism, unfortunately, like, yeah, I wish that we didn't have to live in a capitalist society, but here we are.
Yeah.
Or at least late stage capitalism. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't mind capitalism at the beginning, but that we're not there anymore.
Well, like it's one of those things. Like here's the thing that I feel about things like that. It's one of those. It never feels like it's going to be a problem until it ends up being a problem. And as everyone else has seen, the machine that eats everyone will eventually eat you too.
Yeah.
You are not safe. You are not safe. I want to reiterate, not safe.
I mean, unless you throw yourself in the cogs of the machine and then stop the means of production, we shall seize.
Because at that point, because it's like, I'll let you throw yourself into the cogs of the machine. Many people have tried, and in recent news, the machine will outright kill you and then make it look like an accident.
Oops.
I'm still here for the hammer and sickle, though.
Absolutely.
I'm still here for the hammer and sickle, though.
By any means, Hammer baking soda.
What? That's it. Yeah. Last week, Google Stadia went away, or they said it was going away. And the controversies behind that aside, like the fact that the people working on Stadia found out maybe minutes before the rest of us did.
Right.
The developers found out as soon as we did.
Yep.
Also, the fact that Google fucking just pulled out a gun, aimed at their foot when looking at Hideo Kojima and said, you know what? Single player games are dead. Bang. How do you turn down a project from Hideo Kojima?
It's possible, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Google just has to have all the power in the world to say, we'll pass on Hideo Kojima. Wow, Ruin, stop it. Just stop it, Ruin. I'm upset with you.
Meanwhile, Xbox was like, how do we get Death Stranding on Game Pass? I mean,
PC?
Yep. How we do it? That'll do it.
Ruin said we had negative latency the entire time. I hate you, Ruin. I hate you.
And I just love this. I just love that the story of Stadia would be like cloud gaming, and then maybe if we wish and pray hard enough, that ISPs will allow us to be able to do so. And I'm like, ISPs was like, now why am I in it?
But
see, they put me in it.
But they can. They can. There are literally 3 other services that are thriving right now. Google just did it the worst.
They did it the worst way. Because, GeForce, xCloud, and Luna is doing it.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said the time of my departure has arrived. I will step away briefly to go and pop a bottle.
All right.
Oh, he's out here popping bottles.
Wait, is Cycle here? Anywho,
Cycle, show yourself.
With all of the controversy behind Stadia closing their doors for good, Bungie, IO Interactive, and Ubisoft are working to bring Stadia game saves to PC. Of course, this is also coming with the story that Stadia is trying to refund all of their users of games that they may have bought. I think I may have spent $5 on Stadia, so yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, if you do have anything on, if your Destiny saves, well, actually, why would you need to well, I guess if you chose Stadia as your main Destiny game, maybe it's the DLCs. I don't know, but fuck Bungie.
Fuck Bungie.
Yeah, I got the free Chromecast and Stadia. I got that Chromecast and Stadia controller too for free. I cannot find the Chromecast though, which I'm bummed about because I want to play VR games again. I hope they will. I think they will.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. It's just like, moving it over to like secondary platform of choice. it's not impossible. It's not impossible in this day of cloud saves, but it's just like it's nice that they're doing that. You know, shout out to the man who somehow logged in like 6,000 hours of like Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm like, I don't know how that's important, but okay, I ain't gonna knock it. But I hopefully, you know, they get that save situated. But yeah, it's a weird thing. I mean, I myself was like, I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think this is gonna work. Like, I don't think this is, not saying that it couldn't work, but it was very like lofty, pie in the sky. Like, if we wish real hard, we could do it, guys. And Google has the ability to sell people on dreams, but without really a lot of true execution. Like as a software, unmatched. Search engine, analytics, buying into YouTube is all good, but anything outside of that is like they struggle. Like they barely made a decent phone series. Just about made a decent phone series.
Wow.
And then like operating systems with Chrome OS, sure, because it's all, like, say, software, good, hardware, okay. All Google just has to do is just go back to the fundamentals and do what actually makes the most sense and do those things. And now, yeah. So now that technology is now probably going to be folded into something, but the entity itself is dead. Like, the brand that is Stadia is dead. That technology ain't going nowhere. But Stadia as a platform, as a entity, as a thing, is fundamentally dead. That technology is going to be sandwiched into something else. But you know, Google just needs to, like, you know, go back, you know, take a vacation, you know, look at the Sundar has to, you know, look at himself, sit on a mountain, you know, watch the sunrise, really reflect the things that are going on, and then come back a little stronger, a little leaner, a little meaner. You know, like, you know, and really think about what he needs to do.
Versus back 6,000 hours. Rockstar needs to backplace that person a hard drive with his safe.
For real. Like how? Okay.
All right, Ruin. So for the Google updates, Google is sending them, I'm gonna say, almost on time.
Yeah.
There are sometimes when they are delayed, but the reason why you're seeing Samsung beating them to it is because Google waits to that first Tuesday of the month, where Samsung just releases them early.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Samsung is beating Google because they're just releasing it early. Yeah. Not that Google is just falling behind.
Right.
Because it's because of the fact that Google's supposed to be the first one to release it, but Samsung is just kind of trolling at this point. It doesn't matter now like it did the first couple of months when it was ha he funny.
Yeah, it's like the trope in like sitcoms. All right, Google. All right, Samsung. We're going to release it, but we're only going to release it at the same time. Ready? 1, 2. I sent it.
Yeah,
but we were supposed to wait. But I felt like I wanted to do it now.
Yeah,
that's Samsung.
And
Samsung
it was funny. And it was funny the first couple of months, but now it's just like, okay, yes, Samsung does it first. Fine, whatever.
Be like, you know the vibes. I'm sending it out. And that's exactly what Samsung does. Because you know, like you got to test and you got to double check and triple check. Will it break? And sometimes an update does kind of break a little bit. So that's where you got to authenticate.
And for me, I'm just out of the loop because like I'm running the beta on both, so they don't update like everybody else.
Yeah. Be like, that beta's a beta. That beta in.
All right,
That beta
Sin. Are you ready to go through these next articles? Or do you think we've had enough? I'll leave it to you.
We can go through. We can start going through them. Well,
Okay.
let's go through them for the next. Well, let's give it the old
Because
college
there,
try.
let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 articles.
We rapid fire?
Yep.
Lightning round?
Yeah.
Because you included some of the articles that we had already covered. So
Okay. Well, there you go.
okay, all right, cool. Then let's get back to it. Now that Sin has wet his whistle.
I just had to wet
This-
my whistle.
This is specifically.
Oh wait.
Shout out to. This is specifically a shout out to Takal, but also tastes pretty good.
Uh-oh. It's 1 o'clock.
And I have 2 bottles of that. I'm happy with myself.
All right, Twitter finally starts rolling out the edit button. And it's actually, so I think I grabbed the wrong
Yeah,
one,
it's
but it is also available in the US.
So like there's a thing, right? I think at the time that the article came out, they were just like, this is a thing, but I also just happened to catch around Monday or Tuesday of this week that someone who had the feature was using it and they were also in the US. So I got to see a bit of how it works. I am always going to have issues with things like this, but it did, like, the way that they handled this feature, I can't even really be as upset about it as I want to be.
You should have grabbed the link for it. That way we could have just seen it.
I mean, I can still find it. It's not a problem. Like, if y'all want to, like, see what this looks like live, I will tell you a couple of things about it. First thing, it's only available for people who have purchased Twitter Blue at this time. Not a thing that's publicly available to everyone. The person who I saw using it had access to Twitter Blue.
Okay, yeah, like that is a stipulation of this feature. I was gonna get to that part. But for those of us who don't have Twitter Blue, we should still see that it was edited, right?
So if you like, I was able to see it. I don't have Twitter Blue, so that's not a problem, right? It'll tell you that there's an edit, but every time they edit it, it creates a kind of a fork of the original thread. So you can see it was edited, then you can read the exact, like you can click on this was edited. There's a link, right? You have to know that you're looking for it because the text, like everything else, is small, like where the timestamp is. But it'll say, this was edited. And if you click on it, you can see all the versions that were edited. And most importantly, if someone decides to quote tweet it or whatever, it doesn't edit the quote tweet, it makes a completely different branch of tweets. So if you edit something, you can still see if it was quote tweeted, you can see that and all the quote tweets related to it too.
So they did what we asked them to do.
So they
give us a virgin history.
They did it, and like they did it in a way that was satisfying because you can't, like, it's one of those, you can't change something, say something like initially like good or whatever, swap it out to something terrible, for instance, and have like the words that you said disappear. They're just not immediately visible. And if you wanted to look for it and say, I want to make a quote from the original version of this that happened, you were able to do that too. It was pretty neat.
So it's not Apple Messages, it's not Apple iMessages where when you edit it, nobody can see what it was originally. They can see that you edited it, but they can't see the original.
Mm-hmm.
So good on Twitter.
So
they did exactly what we wanted.
And I want to point this out, right? For as often as you're going to see me, Major, Kevin, anybody yelling at tech or Twitch or any of those things, when they do a good, we're going to tell you, which is why also when they do a bad thing, we drag them.
But this time, Twitter did good. Good job, Twitter.
Twitter did good. You get one head pat today. I'm going to take a scroll and see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah.
So that you can see the thing where I found like, oh, I saw that. Let's see if we can find that.
So while he's doing that, another article that
Found it.
oh, never mind. All right, cool. Don't mind me. We're still here on the Twitter article. Ha ha ha.
Okay, where you want me to drop? I'll drop that in the Discord so you can see this. The person whose tweet I caught was a user named Shiraz.
Oh, yep, I can see it. So let's pull it back up here. Oh, it explicitly says here, here's what an edited tweet looks like.
So it said you just like they just put out a whole bunch of sample tweets, right? But it says this was last edited at 4:45, and if you click on that, you can see that with all of the related quote retweets that it has as well. I will say, here's the thing: it shows you all of that, and it shows you all the quote retweets related to it, but it doesn't allow you. I think that might be in correction to something I said earlier. It doesn't let you make new quote retweets on the older version, just on the most current one.
Yeah, I can't retweet any of the old ones.
But also,
like,
when
if
you
you
click into the
see
old
the old
ones,
one,
it tells you that there's a new version. You can see all the quote tweets from the old one, and it'll tell you there's a new version of it too, if you want to see what the newest version is.
Makes sense. See? Edit history. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Twitter did it good.
Because I said it only, like I say, the edit button can only work if you have edit history.
Oh boy, what's going on in chat
So
now?
certain people who say some wild and rogue stuff can't be like, oh, well, I didn't say that. Yeah, you did. It's 2 or 3 revisions down, unless you delete it. Which, I mean, people have tried to delete tweets. They can't delete them, so.
Liberals are going to be liberal, and narcissists are going to be liberal as well. I don't care what the fuck people do with it. As long as there is an edit history, do whatever the fuck you want, man. I don't give a shit. Just don't try to gaslight me. That's all I care about. Just don't gaslight me.
Don't be like, I ain't say that. Well, you made this revision 3 minutes after you made that when it wasn't going your way. You did, well, what I meant to say was this. No, this is what you actually meant.
How is this going to look on TweetDeck? That's a good question. So I have Tweetin here on this computer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to retweet this. That way I can easily find it on Tweetin. All right, so here I am on Tweetin. Oh, nope, that just pulled up. So it doesn't show on Tweetin that it is an edited tweet. Oh, but yeah, wait a second. I forgot because TweetDeck is... That's not what I wanted. TweetDeck.twitter.com. Oh, wait. Did I not? Oh, I didn't type it right. I was about to say, a version of TweetDeck still exists somewhere. So yeah, you wouldn't know that it was edited on TweetDeck. Well, no, wait a second. So it looks like it includes the link to the edited tweet.
Hold on, you need to blow that up because, like, well,
yeah,
probably Stream can see that, but I don't know if I can.
I can't blow up this web application for some reason. It's not letting me.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, there's a link.
If you click on that, what does it do?
Takes you right to the edited. Takes you right to the edited tweet where you can see that was last edited. So I imagine any edited tweet will have that link right there with it. Almost as if like you were sharing like a tweet, like a picture shared on Twitter, how it has like the pic.twitter URL, or if you had a link, to another tweet. So it does something. Yeah, they can't fuck around but so much. In other news, Korean antitrust authority raids Apple offices to investigate 33% Apple store cut or App Store cut.
I was just kind of like, what in the K drama is this? Because when it says antitrust authority raids Apple offices, I'm just like, oh, they said bet, say less, and came to the office and said, what's good though, Apple? And I'm just like, talk to me about this.
Wait, we could do that? The US could do this? Could we raid Spaceship? Can you imagine what that looks like with all the glass? Just seeing like SWAT teams just filing in through everywhere.
I mean, it's one of those things like loudly as it's that people probably need to run up on the spaceship, but I digress.
The Korean Antitrust Authority has carried out a dawn raid on Apple offices in the city of Gangnam-gu. Ooh, geez, I am so sorry. The raid was part of an investigation that claims that Apple effectively charges some developers even more than the 30% cut, which has itself come under fire. They going in up for fucking 3%.
They said, what you gonna do is run me the 100, not 97, not 95. You run all of what you owe me.
Run all your pockets.
Not over here like Scrooge McDuck diving into the pile of coins and being like, oop, there's a nickel missing. Hold on, who did it? Where is it?
An interest, well, it's not full disclosure. It's not like I'm hiding anything. One of the games I played on my Steam Deck was DuckTales Remastered, and I jumped into Scrooge McDuckian Vault, and it was great.
I mean, you have to. It's, you know, it's kind of like...
I didn't know it was a thing that I could do, and when I found that out, I was like, oh, this is amazing. I might play more of this, just because of the Scrooge McDuckian Vault.
See, as you should do.
Yes. This one was very shocking to see. The Trevor Project cuts ties with student surveillance software after online backlash. What's going on, man? I feel like who did not do their due diligence with this one?
I have several, like, that's most of the questions that I have, but people were just like, Gaggle, do you mean that Gaggle? Is this you? Is this the Gaggle you're talking about? Because absolutely not. And people were just like, okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to stop. Well, it wasn't just like, oh, the internet got angry. It was people being like, hey, yo, Trevor Project, we can't work with you if you're working with them. Like, they can't sit with us. So either we're going to go or they're going to go. Like, you need to pick one.
But I'm still trying to figure out, like, why was the Trevor Project work? Like, reading up on what this company was, why did the Trevor Project even sit down with them like that? Like, it just seems... Is it more antithetical? Just, it seems out of character for what I imagine the Trevor Project is.
I have to agree, which is kind of like, but hold on though, what you mean? Because like, unless this was like a recent thing that Gaggle did, then absolutely not. What do you mean?
The organization began listing Gaggle as a corporate partner on its website in May, according to a report from the 74, and took what it's since confirmed to be a $25,000 donation. Gaggle makes software. I'm sorry.
I don't remember whether or not they gave them that back. I think they might have.
Gaggle makes and markets software products purporting to review students' online behavior in school issued accounts and using machine learning technology flat concerning content for their districts. Items that its products can monitor per Gaggle's website include everything from email subject lines and attachments to items shared through Google Drive and OneDrive, as well as messages and discussion posts in Canvas. Gaggle did not respond to a request for comment by press time, but told the 74 that it saw the partnership as, quote, a learning opportunity.
A mess, the whole thing from start to finish. It's the way that I'm like, and this is probably also intentional of being like the way that you have to keep hyper vigilant of everything so that when companies try to do things like this, you can just slap them on the hand and be like, no, bad, stop it.
I think this is what you were looking for, Sin. Just hours after the backlash began, the Trevor Project announced in a tweet that it would end its quote-unquote engagement with Gaggle and return its $25,000 donation.
Okay. I thought that was what happened. They were just like, ooh, whatever decision that we made, that was a bad thing here. Y'all can have this money back. It's not worth it.
Here's a message from the Trevor Project. In light of concerns about Gaggle software having a role in negatively impacting LGBTQ students, we've made the decision to return the $25,000 donation from the company and end our engagement. Our philosophy is that having a seat at the table enables us to positively influence how companies engage with LGBTQ young people, and we initially agreed to work with Gaggle because we saw an opportunity to have a meaningful impact to better protect LGBTQ students. We hear and understand the concerns, and we hope to work alongside schools and institutions to ensure they are appropriately supporting LGBTQ youth and their mental health. So it seems like they were trying to go about this the right way, but I don't know. As someone who is not in the community, again, I can only say but so much. It seems like the Trevor Project was trying to come from a good space, but I guess it just didn't still pass the vibe check.
Well, like the problem with that, right, is I do feel like, to be fair, I feel like in a lot of cases the Trevor Project tried to do a good thing. Like, I'm not like these people need to burn, they're terrible, but it is in anything to deal with like the LGBT Q plus community, right? The major thing that you have to deal with is anything that has X amount of information on you, if it's not required, is a problem, because this information presents stuff to like teachers, for example. If you're not in a position or in a state where it's safe to out yourself because of conditions and laws and things like that, for example, being in Florida where the Don't Say Gay bill exists, things like this are extremely problematic because they make people aware of things that it's not safe for them to be aware of about you. That there is the problem.
Okay.
It's one of those, there is a bunch of information that Gaggle has and people that it provides that information to that people don't have control over. It's the same way that I have a neighbor on my hallway. There is a little Ring camera right next to their door. That camera could take pictures or like video of me just walking by their door, going to the elevator whenever they want to, and no one has control over that sort of thing.
Understood. So yeah, hopefully everybody can use this as a learning opportunity. Kind of sucks. It's all terrible. Going back to international news, Saudi Arabia wants to spend Saudi Arabia wants to spend $13 billion to buy a leading game publisher.
Mind you, they're talking about people like Embracer.
I'm sorry, Siri interrupted you?
Sorry, I was saying they're talking about things like Embracer. Like, girl, no. Mind you, this article is so shady because they're just like, like the same people who are over here like disappearing journalists who speak out against the government is over here trying to buy game companies. They just straight up put that in the middle of this article, and I'm just like, bitch.
I think they've included it in every article they've talked about Saudi Arabia.
Well, I mean, probably. It just struck me.
Yeah, like
this particular one that they just went, popular place that may or may not be silencing people, having media blackouts, war crimes. Wanted to buy your favorite game company too, and I'm like, oh.
It was funny because it was one of the things that was mentioned this past weekend. Like we were talking about esports and all that stuff, and like they had mentioned actually, as a matter of fact, I think it was even at the board retreat we were at when we were looking up grants, and apparently the Saudis had a grant for like esports and stuff. And I was like, ooh, they were like, ooh, we should look into that. I said, I don't know. I mean, no, just no. I don't want that money. I understand we're a charity and we should get all the money, but at a certain point, we should say no to money.
Smells like money laundering to me.
Oh man, Kevin, I forgot to hit this button ages ago, so I'm gonna need this from you real quick.
Capitalism.
Thank you.
Kevin, you want to know what you do? It sounds like something. We're gonna try to do this in a more legitimate way than crypto is what I heard from that money laundering statement. I'm a mind.
Yeah.
My bit.
Yeah.
You know something? Isn't the night sky just brilliant today? Look at this delicious wine that I am having.
It's like we want to give our money to a industry that would have awesome returns. For all this crazy stupid amount of money that we have, like we want to actually factually give it to people who need it.
Speaking of it, this is the same company who released home, away, and third option jerseys for security guards for an event. I forget what event it was. Wait, wasn't it World Cup? Women's World Cup, I think that's what it was. No, that's in Australia. Damn, what was it? Saudi Arabia is doing something, and they had home and away outfits for security, and I can't remember what it was. I cannot. Yeah, I don't know why I looked up Saudi Arabia uniforms. That was definitely not going to help. But yeah, I forgot what it was. And they had a home, away, and a third option jersey for security or some shit. And it was like, why? Why does this exist? But no, they were talking about that money. I said, no, we don't need that. We are a charity, but we don't need to be looking desperate out here. I'm gonna teach y'all how to look cool. Now, in news that hopefully will make Tycho happy, because it seems like everything I post, even if it's just slightly bent into capitalism, it just sends Tycho everywhere. Modders have said that they have successfully jailbroken the PlayStation 5.
Yo ho ho, and that's all I have to say about that. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know.
They've done it. We've done it, guys. Of course, this requires probably buying a launch PlayStation 5, which good luck. So apparently this video shows proof. Booted up with Kiryu. Uh-oh, something happened. Video looks like it's like the ring kind of. Uh-oh. Well, that's not supposed to happen in a help document. All right, I'm not seeing much of a difference. Did he not do it right? Oh, debug settings. Okay, I don't think these settings are in the regular PlayStation 5. I wonder if this actually has audio that I'm just not listening to. Uh-oh, something went wrong. Wait, what? A package installer?
I like that. I like that the menu came up, says something went wrong.
Uh-oh. Yep. You get hacked, motherfucker!
Something went wrong. Yep. All your vulnerabilities are mine.
How many stout PS5s are sitting in the garage? Oh, yeah.
Oop.
We need to run up. Somebody about to get done up.
I'm telling you right now.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's actually another article that somebody wrote. Immediately upon the PlayStation 5 being jailbroken, they install PT. Bruce says all people wanted to do was play PT. And again, Google, you refused a single player title from Hideo Kojima. People are jailbreaking PS5s to play PT. A demo this man made. And Google was like, nah, we good, dog. We good. People are jailbreaking PS5s to play a PS4 demo of a game they'll never see.
This is what you could have avoided if you just made them backward compatible in the first place. Because the thing is, if you don't do it, we gonna do it for you.
Somebody gonna figure it out.
You could have avoided it. You could have avoided it. This didn't have to be a problem. This didn't have to be a thing. This didn't even have to be an article.
I feel like your point's invalid here. The PS5 is backwards compatible with PS4. PT was taken off of the store. It's just not available to download, period.
Well, apparently it is now.
Like, I just want to make sure we're clear. Just look, the PS5 is backwards compatible with PS4. It's just that PT is not available on the PlayStation Store.
As one of Jeff Goldblum's characters had once said, life will find a way. Hackers will find a way.
They will.
They will find a way.
Amen to them. Oh, speaking of hackers, if you have not checked out Hacking Google, I do recommend you watch that. It is really good. It's on YouTube. It's like 5 episodes and a prologue, but technically 6. It details the events of Project Aurora, like back when Google got hacked the first time, I think, or when they had that big hack.
Got hacked the first time. I love how you just said that.
I mean, because look, if a computer's online, it's getting hacked. And it shows all the teams that spun out from that event, from Project Aurora. And it was really good. It was really good. I enjoy watching that. And this is after the 6600M release, and it's capable of PS3 emulation in 4K. Wait, what is? Are you talking about the new model PS5? Are they going to let us play PS3 games on it? Can we finally get the power of the cell again? And here's a little bit of Twitch news. Twitch begins testing paid elevated chat feature Hey, you can pay up to $100 to elevate your message in chat, and I'm not gonna say no.
Here's the thing. I have a long list of reasons for why absolutely the fuck not. So let's start with how long these things are. They happen in increments of 30 seconds, starting at 30 seconds and going to 2 minutes and 30 seconds of displaying a message. Starting at $5, $5, $10, $25, $50, and $100. Let's talk about a couple of things. First thing, as things are concerned, right? We already have things. I guess this is like what, a pinned message? Because you already have like the concept of highlighted message that you get for channel points that you just get for just being there and existing for free 99.
Yeah, this will
For
pin it
channels
at the top of the chat. That way everybody will see it and you will remind them of how much money you have.
The other
or
thing
used to
is
have.
that's $5 for 30 seconds. That's literally like a sub for a month. For 1 minute and 30 seconds, you could be subscribed to someone for 5 minutes and just use the highlight feature. But additionally, and the thing that I don't like about things like this is that Twitch already has a number of things that they're introducing to highlight people's messages, like if this person's a recent sub, if this person just spoke in chat for the first time, etc., etc., and so on. I don't like the idea that someone can just take chat and pick a certain amount of money to spend and quote unquote, and I put this in air quotes here because it's hard to describe, hijack chat to just be like, hey, I'm just going to put this message over here, because it can be literally anything. And unless I disable the feature entirely, I have no control over what people decide that they're going to just throw in here as a message.
Well, no. It says once a chat message is up, moderators can time out or ban the user. If a comment is removed, users won't be able to receive a refund, and they won't be able to elevate someone else's chat message either. So if they still fuck around, they find out and the message is gone.
Like if they fuck around, then they find out. But if someone decides to spend $5 to pin a message to the top of my chat for 2 minutes and 30 seconds that says drink water, and that's not a thing that I want, that's not, for at least for me, because I've ran into a couple of people who have like expressed certain types of concerns. Hey, I removed the channel redemption for people telling me to drink water because I don't like chat messages where people are directing me to do things. Right? That's not something I'm angry enough about to ban someone for, but then like this message is us up here. Can I turn that message off if I don't want that message up there?
Moderators can time out.
No. I don't want to time people out. I just don't want the message pinned to the channel.
Then time them out and then untime them out. The message will be gone.
Sure.
Or turn the fucking feature off. Like, I don't understand. It seems very simple to do. It sounds like you're looking for a bespoke solution to a solution that's already there.
Okay. Hey, Major, do you know when they introduced the whole, hey, we could share ban list of things with people who have a meme in their channel that they can just ban people and the concern caused? No, you're clearly not making that connection. Okay, so I'm going to have a sip of wine and we can continue.
I mean, I don't see the issue as much. Like, okay, if there's a message there that I do not want to see, I can easily time the person out. I mean, my thing is, if you've expressed those concerns ahead of time and somebody goes against you and does it, I feel like that is a timeout. That is a timeoutable or a bannable offense, just because you broke the rules of chat anyway.
Well, I mean, if you broke the rules of chat, then that's one thing. But if that's not something that you express and someone just does that, even if it's with the best of intentions and that's not something that you want, timing out means, hey, every message that you just sent in chat, gone. I don't want to do that. I just want a not pinned to the chat message.
A specific one or all of them?
What do you mean when you time people out? Is that what you're talking about?
No, of the pinned message. Do you just not want a specific pinned message or all of the pinned messages?
in this case, I suppose a specific one. In my case, like looking at this would be a thing. I'm just like, we're not going to do this because y'all shouldn't be spending money to highlight messages. Y'all can just tell me stuff.
Then I feel like to bring a example from pre-stream, you are now arguing about a thing that means nothing to you.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I actually care about this, Major. Therein the difference. Oh, what?
Again, I don't. So then again, at that point, I still don't see what the issue is. I mean, my thing is, all right, you've laid bare what the issue is. You do not want them. One, you don't want anybody to sit there and spend points in chat, which means you necessarily don't even care about the feature if you're about to turn it off. Two, if somebody does not want to sit there and have that highlighted, then they can easily just turn it off, or say, "Hey, I've told you not to do this. You're timed out for a bit," or you keep doing it. You keep harassing. This is a ban.
This is where I tell you, Major, that as like a normal thing that we have here as an ongoing dialogue between you and I, most of the time, there are things that I'm like, hey, this is not a good thing, but even if it doesn't impact me, there are still issues with this that I feel like need to be like put on the table and being like, hey, we should figure out what we're going to do about that.
Then I think the base thing would be just to turn it off.
So, yeah, dear everybody who's looking at this, hey, just go ahead and slide into those DMs and just slide into your settings real quick and just go ahead and slide that to disable along with ads and everything else in between.
Yeah, it was just pay money. Just pay money. But
pay money. They don't even have to be following you.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
I mean, see, at that point, like again, if it's because it's just this, and I'm gonna see how long it'll take before Kev realizes I did that again. See if I
can. Capitalism.
Next time I'm not going to give him a warning. But yeah, between.
I'm scared.
But yeah, between capitalism and just, Twitch being weird, there's people who are going to use it because it's another revenue stream. Again, they're talking about a 70-30 split, 70-30 split for this revenue, because I don't know. Almost it's just really Twitch being weird, and it's the internet being weird, and it's at a point where it's like, if only there were ways that people can customize how they can use the internet in a way that can strip away dumb fuck shit that people add. If only there was that way, or methods that they can go about, and then people they can reach out to that can help them with that. But there are people saying that it's really difficult to do that. I understand it's really difficult, but I feel like, again, if we all pull together, we can figure it out. We can knock that out. It'd be really easy. But yeah, I mean, in the meantime, turn it off. Turn it off! And just get intimate with your chat. Just light a candle. I don't know. But that's just me being very, very simple, I guess.
Like, my favorite thing so far is that for all the things that Major is willing to put the extra bit of effort into when it comes to chat, his answer is either time them out or ban them. Just end their life.
I mean,
we do not care. These people are not like reeling in my physical space. Shoot them. I just okay.
Look, I live in a sovereign nation. I will try to be upfront. Like, look, it's a thing if I left it on and I had a beef with it and somebody they paid the money, they did it. I said, okay, look, great, haha, funny, you did it. Good job. Please do not do this again. I will add a rule to it. The second somebody does it the second time, it's like, all right, it was in the rules. I don't know what to tell you. I will end you. It's it. That's all I got. Also, I think my bot's broken again. I haven't seen any bot messages. Has anybody seen any bot messages lately? Oh, no, it's there. Okay, we're good.
The bot's tired and taking its specified union break.
Hey, as it should. All about the proletariat here at Major's house. Can I establish a sovereign nation that's all about unionization? In my kingdom, you must unionize.
Major's going to say that until the union becomes, Major, we have a concern. I am a benevolent sovereign. I shall listen to your union complaints and then ignore them politely.
But thanks for sharing. Nintendo officially launches its Nintendo Pictures Animation Studio, aiming to create unique videos that will remain in fans' memories forever.
Okay, so Studio Nibley is out here about to do a whole thing, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. But I decided I'm calling them Studio Nibley until otherwise proven.
All right. So what's the issue with Nintendo creating an animation studio? What's the issue? You say you don't know how to feel. Like what?
It's just like I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel about it because I don't know what kind of stuff they're putting out or what it looks like yet. So I don't have like a firm, solid set of feelings, good, bad, or in between. I'm curious about it.
What would make you embrace Nintendo Animation Studios with open arms? What would they have to do?
Probably a trailer.
I'm just saying I'm just like saying like a project. Like what is the thing? Like not a trailer of what?
No. Like just a trailer. I want to because the thing is, I don't want them to do a specific thing. I want to see how they execute the ideas they have.
Well, okay, so you just want to see a trailer. Doesn't matter what's in it. You just want to see a trailer.
Yep, I just want them to see. I want to see them do something cool. Like they can do something cool with the property that they have if they want to, but just like,
is there a specific?
How are you executing it? What does art style or direction look like?
So again, what will be that one trailer, that one project that was like say, okay, that's it? Because anybody can put out a trailer and do like, all right, like they just re-release Avengers Endgame. So here you go, here's a trailer. What would that trailer have to be?
Is that a property Nintendo owns?
I don't know. I'm just saying. You just said a trailer. I'm trying to figure out what's people like. Would you want to see an Legend of Zelda, an Animal Crossing trailer? Like what is it? If they were to say, Sin, here you go. Here's that trailer you asked for. What would you expect when you hit play? And say, this is the best thing ever. I believe in you.
You know something? I would want them to release a trailer. Like the thing is, the subject material doesn't matter. It could just include like one of their many, like they have like a whole bunch of characters, properties, storylines for them to pursue. I don't care which one they use, but if it looks like Castlevania does, sure.
So you want to see it like a Castlevania, the Castlevania on Netflix, right?
Yep.
So that's what you want to see, a Castlevania like anime.
When we're talking about this, right? Where we're talking about this, I'm talking about quality of stuff because it's an animation studio.
Well, I imagine they will have the quality, but I think. All right, so let's try this again.
That's the thing, right? The other thing is, and this is something that we're gonna have to navigate. There are some things that I, upon reading, will not have a firm opinion about one way or another until I see a tangible thing. Because, as you have also experienced with certain things, without the tangible stuff, it's not real. You can't form an opinion on it, or at least it's difficult to have an opinion about.
Okay, so
I will say Nintendo has done good work so far with a lot of other things, so this will probably go well. But I'm also I'm not sure about what this is going to be like until I see it.
Okay, so I will use this as an example. So let's say a project I would like to see Nintendo Animation working on is maybe an F-Zero anime. I would like to see an F-Zero anime. If they're not going to make any video games of F-Zero, I would like to see a story based a season of F-Zero. From the beginning to the championships. Some kid like
that in the vein of Oban Star Racers.
Or I was thinking more or less the young hotshot or the young hotshot kid getting the F-Zero or whatever, and he looks up all his life he's looked up to Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
And how they're comparing his life to how Captain Falcon rose to the top. Captain Falcon, he's retired or he died in an accident somewhere.
Right.
and he's just like Racer X or some shit. I don't know.
Right.
Like Tycho had mentioned when I posted this, like seeing as a Legend of Zelda anime. I can see an anthology series, almost like Enter the Matrix. Well, not Enter the Matrix, was it? The Animatrix. Whereas like there's like an like at a different point in time, it's a different Link.
Yeah.
Toon Link, Game Boy Link, Ocarina of Time Link, Breath of the Wild Link, and they like at various points in times they're doing various things in their versions of Hyrule, or Into the Spider-Verse, Legend of Zelda, where they all just happen to be like this. They all drop into one Hyrule, and they all have to do some Four Swords style, like a gang of links, a gaggle of links. No, not a gaggle.
Yeah. Yep. A chain of links.
Oh!
Clip that. Somebody clip that. You're welcome.
No, so yes, I'm outside because apparently my Stream Deck isn't working. My Steam Deck does, but my Stream Deck doesn't. Or an animal or nice little cozy, cuddly Animal Crossing anime. So those are that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Like we can say like, yeah, we want a trailer, but like the idea is like, what property would you like to see them create in the studio?
Well, the reason why I say I want a trailer is because I feel like
apparently I did. Apparently I did create the clip. Hooray for me.
For notes on the trailer concept, the idea is I need a minimum viable. I don't want you to make like a whole like season of things. I want you to give me this is what our vision looks like for a small thing. Here's an idea of the kind of stuff that we're doing, without you having to make like a 6 episode season of something for me to just go, oh, I guess. Also, just random, apparently Twitter has released a feature that asks you a question with a pop-up message when you try to take a screenshot of a tweet.
So what now?
I don't know if that's released to everyone yet.
When did Anka tweet this? Wait, what is she? She was on a plane when she tweeted this. Or had to have been. What is she doing in an office?
I have to wonder if this is a mobile thing.
Did you? Well, it was on the phone when you did it.
No, I am not on my phone. I happened to catch, and I will drop this in to the DMs for you, this tweet. I'm very curious about that.
Yeah, nothing happened here, and I imagine they wouldn't know from a browser perspective. Give me a second. Let me switch this over. Okay, and we're back. Twitter has a new feature. When you screenshot a post, this pops up. Now there's no excuse for the dozens of pages who screenshot and repost my tweets on their massive accounts with no credit to even just share the link to my
person is just an artist and whatnot. But I'm
All
just
right,
like,
where is my phone?
Interesting.
Okay, so both of my phones are back here.
Not them hitting us with a Snapchat.
Now, I can't tell if that's iOS or not, but
I will be back in just a moment.
I'm gonna take this Elgato tweet that I've got here. I'm gonna screenshot it. Okay, so nothing on iOS, or at least not my version of iOS. I'm also running the beta, so let's open up Twitter on Android. All right, I'm going to take a screenshot of this Overwatch 2 loading screen. Or maybe not. I don't know. There it goes. No, I'm not seeing on either one, so it must be in testing. If anybody sees an article about it, but yeah, I don't know. I've not I am unable to replicate. But yeah, so Kev, what would you like to see?
As far as like Nintendo movie property,
Or a TV show, or whatever. It's an animation. Would or even if it's like if they did like they hired the animation studio to create the intro to a game.
Pikmin.
The show,
Imagine-
movie, or intro.
Show, really.
Okay.
Like imagine like a literal like Saturday morning-esque romp of like Olimar or the protagonist from 3 just running around doing adventures with Pikmin and using Pikmin to solve problems and basically showing them doing awesome little things but from scale height, and instead of like being like a full animated backdrop, they could do it in the vein of say like a Gumball, where they basically rotoscope the backgrounds are from real scale places, like photorealistic places, and then they're just kind of like animated and weaved in. It's kind of like what they did with with the new Thunderbirds series, like just basically use like backdrops and real backdrops and then just animate the characters into it.
Okay.
So
Young says they would like to see Kirby.
oh yeah, like Kirby in the right back at you style. Like really, the story of like right back at you was really good. Like, and if they just redid that again, that would be great.
I would like for them to make a Mario. After this movie, make a Mario that replaces Chris Pratt with a more appropriate actor.
Amen.
Because you know what's going to happen now that this movie comes out. These newer Mario fans are going to expect Mario to talk in video games. And then we're going to have an Avengers versus MCU Avengers situation of where it won't look they won't look right. They don't sound right. So if you made a Mario TV show, like an animated cartoon, or even if you put the studio in charge of making like the work with Illumination to make a cartoon series like Illumination does for some of their, like they do spin-offs of some of their movies, then we can actually have a decent Mario that would be the same voice in these cartoons and in the video games. And it isn't Chris Pratt because he'd get too expensive. That's my thought. That's my thought. Because like I honestly sat there and I told my wife, I said, what's going to suck is that they're going to have to look for they're going to have to find a Chris Pratt sound-alike for video games going forward. They're gonna David Hayter, Chris Martinet. They're gonna make the new Mario, and Martinet's not gonna get the call. I bet you that's what happened with the movie. Chris Martinet was like, "Oh, y'all making a Mario movie?" But then you realize he never got the call. So I'm sorry, we hired this big name movie star to voice your lines.
That's always the wild thing when it comes to these properties. It's like when you have like a franchise and you have a franchise that's small, so you want to build like names with it so they can see it and understand it. But with franchises that are already big, cast accordingly. Cast characters that would really work with the character instead of like big names that people ain't gonna hear, or they will hear and that's all they hear. Because I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, the best movie to have a good that didn't need a whole lot of like quote unquote star power was the Speed Race movie in 2008. That pretty much sold itself. We had John Goodman, Susan Sarandon, Christina Ricci, which were all accomplished actors and established actors, but none of them were like bomb actors. And they all epitomized each one of their roles. Was it a bit of a hot mess? Kind of. Was it very flashy? Yes. But it worked.
It's Speed Racer, so it has to definitely be those things.
Right. So sometimes you're going to see the Speed Racer not because you feel like it's good, but you're seeing if it's going to be good or bad or not. And then when you find out it's actually pretty good, then it's like, oh, you're surprised.
Oh, like Sonic?
Yeah.
Like Sonic?
Sonic.
And like Sonic.
Like actually, to be fair about Sonic though, Sonic originally was going to be terrible, but you had people who had enough love for the game when the fans started speaking up, they were just like, you know what, you're right, let's do this properly.
Yeah.
But do you think fans would have hated that movie, if they went ahead with the animation? Because because that movie was funny. It was the right amount of cheese.
Once they clean them visuals. And
that's what I'm wondering. Like, I would actually like to see I would like to see that original cut. Because it had to have been done for the most part, right? Like if they cleaned up.
No, it was completely done, and they had to redo a whole bunch of it.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I would want to see what it looked like with the original. Just like to see if okay, would I still be laughing at the same parts, or does this Sonic take me out of it?
So Major just wants to see cursed content like Sonic with teeth.
Again, I watched M. Night Shyamalan's Avatar on purpose. I watched ScarJo be Motoko Kusanagi on purpose.
Which I know, know that had to been hard.
It was.
Yeah,
it was.
So, Major, that is a discussion to have with your therapist. Why did you do that?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see it.
Because see the way I felt about like Speed Racer, because Speed Racer was like, to me, the anime that I remembered my mom remembers vividly.
Thank you, Yum. Yes, it was Chippendale. Chippendale had bad Sonic.
Ugly Sonic. That's what they called it.
Which is amazing in and of itself.
Yeah.
Like they still had the 3D model and they were okay. Like that is Sega and whoever the animation studio laughing at themselves.
Yeah.
Which says even more about them going back to fix it, because they cared enough to fix it. And it's like, you know what? Cool. We fucked up. And you know what? We're going to take the time to laugh at ourselves because we fucked up.
Yeah.
So good. I mean, good on them for even keeping it around and then giving it to Disney to say, all right, we know, we understand the joke. Have fun.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like, I've seen many a movie adaptation. Some were good, some were not so good. But I can tell you, nobody had quenched this chief as much as I quenched for Speed Racer, because I was like,
"This ain't it."
That's when. No, it was good. No, it was good.
Oh, it actually is.
No,
okay.
I was scared.
It's one of those, like, Speed Racer as a movie was one of those. It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. People were like, but. It's like, well, they're not Japanese, and I'm like, they were never drawn to be Japanese. They were never drawn to be Japanese. That was the whole point.
Damn, I can't. So it's not freely streaming anywhere.
What, Speed Racer?
Yeah.
I got the digital. Let me know. We'll do a watch party or something.
Man, I want to sit on my couch and watch a movie by myself.
Oh yeah,
I am not one of these, like, I can't get like
the way,
because I have to sit.
Like,
I have to sit in a desk chair and watch it on my PC. Like, no, I want to watch a movie. I got a big ass TV and a surround sound in here.
For the longest time, it was on Netflix. It was on Netflix streaming for a hot sec.
Oh, just so you know, I did officially unsubscribe from Netflix.
Oh, nice.
Major,
Finally.
Yeah.
dear chat, Major suffers from constantly wanting to be in beta testing for everything.
I'm sorry, wait,
Yes.
what? How? What did that have to do with anything I just said?
Windows 11.
With what I just said. I said I don't like sitting in a chair to watch a movie. I want to sit on my couch and watch it on my big TV. And I said I unsubscribed from Netflix. At what point did I say anything that had anything to do with beta testing?
Now it's like, now why am I in
You know
it?
what I want to see is the cut of Sonic with human teeth. I was the person who also sat through this version of Avatar and this version of
Okay,
Ghost in the
thank you.
Shell.
So yes, thank you for bringing it back to that. Okay, I get it now. But when you said it, it made no sense. There was no context for that. It just felt like a shot in the dark. It just sounded like a shot out of nowhere for me. But I also do. But to bring it back, and which would have actually tied it better if I actually got to say this first. I am also the same person who wants to watch somebody play Scorn. Yeah. I ain't playing that.
Bring out like a second container for that beverage.
I'm not playing it. I'm definitely not playing it. But I'll watch somebody play the fuck out of that game.
Yeah, I watched Namu play it because she had like an early late.
Yeah, it comes out
build
next
key
week.
for it.
Yeah, that comes out next
So
week.
I was so it was literally like, ugh. I was like, ugh. Why is everything wet?
So wet. So wet. And speaking
Why does it squelch?
and speaking of things that people have access to in games coming out, before I forget, because you know always got to cover the deals. Game Pass updates for the first half of October are here. Of course, I covered that on This Week in Game Pass this week. But yes, one of the games coming out on Game Pass for Cloud, PC, and Xbox Series X and S is Scorn. A week early.
Yep.
Scorn is coming out
Oh yeah, Scorn is
next week. And Plague Tale Requiem is coming out. And yeah, it seems like they're embracing kind of the Halloween spoopy for people who are not comfortable with spooky vibes. So yeah, definitely check those out if you got a chance.
Yeah. I'm gonna be playing all the Costume Quest games.
I'm surprised
like,
Costume Quest was not
next
already
week
on there.
Yeah, that's surprising to me.
But I imagine now that it's
have
coming
all of
on there. Yeah, and I imagine now that it's coming on there, it's not leaving.
No. So I'm gonna be playing the Costume Quest games on my channel. So if you want to look for, I think we're probably gonna do like maybe like the third week of. Yeah, it's going to be the next week after next. So I'm going to be doing that upwards to Halloween. So I'm going to be playing the first one, and then we're going to be playing the second one all the way through. I think them games are like ridiculously short. I think they're like 2-3. I think they're like 7 hours. So they're not really that long. Let me look that up.
And
so,
while
they are not long games.
And while we can look it up on the Xbox Store.
Yep, 5.5 hours. So that's basically 2 sittings. So maybe like one week we'll do one, and then another week we'll do another. So,
and for free play days this weekend, Fallout 76: The Pit. It is Fallout's 25th year anniversary. So definitely check that out. And of course, Fallout 76 is free for people who do not have Game Pass because it is already available on Game Pass.
Yes.
Lawn Mowing Simulator also available on Game Pass, but it's free for everybody this weekend. And Outcast Second Contact, I think that's also on Game Pass.
Oh, let me check.
But yeah. So if you ain't got nothing going on this weekend, got some free Xbox games to play if you have Xbox. Let's see. Well, that's it. That's it. I think that's all the news that's fit to print, read, stream. Do want to remind everybody, if you want a Steam Deck, they're available now, baby. I have
Jump on
released them. I have released it. I have released the Steam Deck upon the masses.
Yes.
Everybody can now enjoy the Valve goodness. Somebody asked me what the first game I was going to play on this game, on the Steam Deck was, and it actually turned out to be Desk Job, which is the free game that comes with every Steam Deck. It's actually pretty fun to play. It's like the Astros Playroom, kind of teaching you about what all the buttons do and all that kind of stuff, so it's pretty cool. Oh yes, Chip and Dale was not bad. Actually, I laughed my ass off on that one. It was not. It was great. Also, yeah, ARC stuff is going on sale next week too, so be on the lookout for that. While Kev is doing something with his mic, Sin, what you got going on this week?
Well, we will be taking more sign language classes. So we'll have updates for you on that. And then we will be doing more Ampershadow on Saturday at 3 and Tale of Two Lions at 8 on Monday. And Monster Prom, because it's the season for it, on Tuesday.
Ooh. Awesome.
Or maybe a little bit of writing in between. I might mess around and start either a tabletop game or watch a musical. So I found a whole, and, we're gonna keep that on the hush, but I found a link to the entire Legally Blonde musical. So I think I might watch that tomorrow evening.
Okay. Cool. Go.
Yes, sir.
That TikTok must have been very interesting.
Yeah, some good TikToks out there.
What you got going on this week, man?
We're gonna finish up. We're gonna be finishing up Steam Next Fest. Coral Island comes out next week, so looking forward to that. Like when I tell you, I am enamored with Wildflowers. That game is so good. It is magic. It is gay. It is representation. It is acceptance. It is all things meld and formed into one. And when I tell you that game has literally, lowered all my blood pressure, like so good. Like it's so good. It's so good that I can't even rock with my other addictions, i.e. my Fortnite and my Dreamlight Valley, because I'm so like in love with Wildflowers.
Follow the dopamine, my brother. Follow the dopamine.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, I gotta go with the dopamine. I gotta go with the dopamine takes me because, it's just so good. Like I still got Beacon Pines. I still got Tinykin. I still got Guardians. Like Guardians is like halfway. I looked at it. It's like, dude, bro, you halfway. Throw a couple more hours in some chapters, and I'm like, I gotta go with the dopamine goes. And Tinykin is adorable because it's like a combination of like Paper Mario meets Pikmin in a kind of 3D setting, and I'm like, yes, I want that. I want to try that too, but it's like, nah, man, Wildflowers. Like
I am going to be putting so many requests on wish list, or like on my Steam wish list now, and
my wish was already full, man. I got more. I've added more now,
and I am thinking of probably going through more key sites and like requesting keys for review. Yeah, because it's a thing like, so I requested 2 and got accepted for one of them from terminals.io. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it's on the Steam Deck. I want to see if I can download it, play it on my Steam Deck, and says, all right, if I can play it, see if I like it, and then all right, now that I've got an idea, I can come to my PC and actually record the content. Because this thing right here, like, you know what? I will share more of those thoughts on my end. But you listing all these indie titles, like, ooh, I could play that over here and play that over here and that over here. I'm
Yep,
excited. I'm excited.
I mean, the indie cozy space alone has been
I can
eating
wrap.
so well.
I can wrap up in a blanket with this. We just be cozy together.
It's like it's literally like if the only reason why I haven't gotten or at least tried to attempt to get a Steam Deck is because I literally have a new PC. The PC is killing it, the game, and
This is,
I'm like,
but see,
yes.
this is what Cyberpunk is. This is what you use Cyberpunk on, or Spider-Man. Which again, both. Well, I've not tried Spider-Man yet. Ruin, I'm going to though.
Right.
I had a cloud save issue, so I'm gonna because now that I'm booted on my PC, on my actual Windows PC, I'm gonna check on that. But this is where you play your big AAA titles. This is why I'm gonna be playing them indies because I can fit a ton of them on here.
Because the indies, that's the part. Because many times I'll be like, man, this Wildflowers is really good. But what if I could take this to go with me? That would, instead of having to buy like the Switch version and then have to switch between saves, when all I gotta do is be like,
I don't know about the Google Play Pass. It's on Apple Arcade.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's on Apple Arcade. I found out about that game from Apple Arcade, and that's when I tried. Yeah. I said, I don't like this, but yeah, like it's out there. Yeah. It's all mobile somewhere.
Oh yeah, Merge. I know. It's like to be able to play my like Stardew Valley saves.
Look, Kev. I'll say this too. Get one of these. Get a Steam Link.
Yep. Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
what now?
Oh, take it.
Okay.
I'm just saying, they just sitting here collecting dust now. Like this was COVID boredom purchases for me. I thought I was really doing something, but then I realized, like, I don't want to use my phones this way.
And I have
now,
a Pixel, so.
And now, yeah. So, yeah.
So,
and saying if you want a backbone, because I know you got the iPhone over there.
What do you? Are you trying to get
I got you.
Are you trying to get rid of that or something?
Yeah, you want it? You put your phone in here. You can play mobile games on it.
You know something? I don't even have mobile games, but I'll take one and go and get a mobile game.
I mean, the only mobile game I'm playing right now is like Merge Mansion. So, yep.
I mean, then again, but then again, those controllers don't have fans, so your phones may burn up into eternity. You know, that's what Sony was trying to prevent. So, but I interrupted, Kev.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's good. So yeah, we're probably gonna be playing a lot of like finishing up some indie games that we have. I had 3. Yeah, I think I had 3. Yeah, I had 3 videos done. And so I did 4 thusly. So I just got 2 more to go to wrap up for the games that I'm definitely hyped to cover. Like, these are the ones I want. These are the ones I'm happy about. Do coverage. And then for the rest of the weekend, upwards of till like Monday, is just going to be like a round robin of like the honorable mentions, and maybe we might do like an honorable mentions video. I keep saying that every time we do Steam Deck Fest, and I never do it because I'm usually so like tired from doing all of the regular coverage and, you know, general life as a caregiver and trying to be a good best friend, boo friend, boy toy, and, you know, son, you know, not necessarily all in that order, but I do the best I do the best I can, and then it's just like, oh yeah, and then Monday comes and it's like, dude, you gotta make content, and I'm like, oh. So yeah, and of course watch a lot of Abbott Elementary because my mom and me started that The first season, I watched the first two seasons. The first, no, not the first season.
First
the
season.
first two episodes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
first two episodes of the first season, and then I loved it, and I just like moms need to see it, and so we watched, I think 7 episodes in the setting, and it was just like blah blah. It was just like straight through. It was like drinking cool water when you not had water for the.
It's really
when you
good.
come out.
That show is
It's
really
just
good.
it's just so good and smooth and funny. And my mom is a little bit of Barbara, so
Mhm.
and so my mom's like, all right. When Ava walked in, I was like, "What job is Ava?" And she's like, "The principal." And I'm like, "Exactly." That's how my mom equates principals. Just coming in, just doing whatever, and flouncing around.
My wife loves Ava's character, and I think she's also a Zeta, and it's just like, oh, I love that for her. I said, I hate this character so much.
Yeah, she is basically like a black woman Michael Scott. And somebody said she's a black woman Michael Scott, and I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
I can't unsee it because it's exactly that way.
But she's doing it but the thing is, she's doing it on purpose, whereas
She's doing it on purpose.
That's what makes it worse. That's what makes it worse for me.
Yeah.
It's like you are being hateful on purpose.
Right. It's like, oh, I don't know if it comes from a level of ignorance. It's like, oh, I know I'm saying bad things, but I will do it. It's like an intentional black woman Michael Scott, and I cannot unsee it, even to the looks. I'm like, even directly into it. This man said, "Boy toy Kev." Yes, boy toy. I'm trying to be it. It's hard. I haven't been a boy toy in a long time.
Look,
so,
every time Ava comes on screen,
my chest.
I need a high resolution version of that image so fast.
Yeah, you do. Oh, it's probably gonna be out there. Trust.
I mean, if anything, I just pull up the YouTube video and just snapshot.
Oh
it.
yeah. Just snapshot in 4K. Boom, done.
I don't have a 4K display to do that. Let's see. For me, I am hoping. Where are you going?
Going nowhere. You said that's it for me. You get a peace sign for that.
Oh, you were talking. Oh, that was for Kev.
I'm talking to you. You just said that's
Oh.
it for me. When have y'all just said that?
Oh, dang, my bad. I didn't mean to say that then. Well, for one, I'm upset with Jerry because I have not received my houseplant recommendation from last week. I'm just saying, just putting that out there. I'm still waiting on that because I'm dead ass serious. I want to grow a houseplant. And I don't want to ask my dad, even though he'll be here this weekend, to where I can ask him. Speaking of which, directly following all this, we're supposed to be tomorrow. I'm supposed to be getting a new couch. So next week there will be a new couch behind me. I am really excited. There will be many more times in which I am sleeping upstairs now, and I am excited for that.
You're going to be sleeping in this room?
Not forever, but like again, when I am working on shows or if I got an early meeting and I know if I go to my bed, I will be too comfortable to want to get up out of it. Again, it's not like my wife is putting me out because currently, as we speak, her and my son are sleeping on the couch downstairs because they choose to be there. I haven't forgotten you. I'm watching a certain segment of Twitter go up in flames. I'm part of the action in a way. It's like the morbid. It's the scorn part of my brain where it's like I want to see the terrible thing, but then there's the other part of me that's like I don't care, but it's that I don't care, but I care. I'm trying to be better. Don't tell me about salacious details in text. I would want to know.
Jerry, you can DM me about that.
But why? Now people are sharing the information. That makes it worse.
But the DM means you can't see it, but I get to have the tea that I'm looking for.
But I want.
Mind your
some.
business.
No.
You got too much melanin to not mind your business.
You're right. This is again.
That part.
It's giving. I love this. I want to use this so much now.
I told someone to give us that emo, but in a crispy 4K.
I
"Sir,
want
you are-"
that so much now because it is just so great.
Yeah, I'm gonna need. Yeah, I need that. I need that line in the shirt. I am too melanated for this.
You know what I love about the new iOS now? I could save that as an image, long press on Mario, and take him out of the image and send it as a sticker in messages. I can put him anywhere, and it's gonna be great. I'm gonna be using this so much now because it's so funny. Anywho, new chair is coming tomorrow. Really excited. My parents are coming with my niece and her boo thing to pick up this old couch. They're taking it to their new apartment, so I'm really excited about all that. I am hoping to start streaming again. Of course, the schedule is looking like Wednesday and Fridays for personal streams. Thursday, obviously, Tech Talk Thursdays. One thing I forgot to mention from LANFest, I was introduced to the world of multiplayer Civ games. They are fun, and I want to do them more often.
Oh yeah.
And I was told Civ 6 was more stable than Civ 5. Oh, I knew about multiplayer Civ, but again, it's like, who am I finding to play multiplayer Civ with? I mean, outside of Kev, but it's like, who plays it? It's a thing. But I found out that apparently there is a few people in the LANFest community who play multiplayer Civ. Oh yes, and yes, bless you, Sin. If Kev wants to play some multiplayer Civ, I will more than welcome. I'll be more than happy to have the welcome in. But I just want to play some multiplayer Civ because it was fun with two people.
Say me, and it's like I've talked about it a few times.
We're the only two people on this show who have talked about Civ at length.
Yeah, but I haven't even streamed. I haven't even streamed it because I didn't want to bore nobody. Because I'm like,
but imagine multiplayer Civ.
I'd be like, denounce me? No, denounce you.
Exactly.
Denounce you. Denounce you.
I would actually like if we can give Sin a copy of Civ 6. And for a Tech Talk Thursdays. A Thursdays, not a Thursdays plays. A Thursdays, because it is very boring to just watch Civ. Then we actually sit there and talk about the news while playing Civ 6.
I'm down for that. I'm down to clown for that.
One move a night? No, we're not playing ad hoc or asynchronous chess, dog.
No, we're not doing that.
Two moves a night at most.
Sin is gonna be all Gandhi. Oh Lord, Sin's gone nuclear. He's gone nuclear.
Gandhi.
And I don't mean about this Twitch article.
I usually like to play as like Japan and Rome. Get them early bonuses.
But yeah, like that.
Jerry.
This is not fun.
Wait, who sneezed?
Sin sneezed. Sin sneezed. I'm not sure what this got to do with nuclear, because I was talking about him being Gandhi and nuclear Gandhi from Civ. I am confused about the connections that were made just now.
No, like I'm just okay. Like, mind you, like the span of things that I will respond to at any given time is like a 10-minute window. So I need you to know in that 10-minute window, things that have happened. I sneezed, someone was just like, homie sneezed, and everything shook around him versus the also not Sin about to go nuclear for apparently playing the Gandhi option in Civ 6. So like I have like all of that is now just a running stream of things.
Yeah,
just, like,
it was really weird for a second.
We have now gone from sneezing to being nuclear because everything is shaking in the room, and apparently this is just a bad omen for me playing this Gandhi character.
Oh wait, hold on. I got something for it again. This was sent after he sneezed.
It was it though? No, that's me after having to look up a certain someone on YouTube.
Okay, I can see that. But yeah, so be on the lookout there. I'm hoping to do more some Civ stuff. I'm really looking to do some multiplayer Civ, and hopefully getting the gentleman here to play some Civ for Tech Talk Thursdays. We can try to conquer the world and talk about tech and gaming stuff. Because it's sitting in Discord, and I just switch to the Discord every time I want to reference that picture. But it's about to get a lot more dangerous in a second once I get the high res image. You about to see it everywhere. You're gonna see it on Twitter a lot. That is me internally. Jerry, I need you to get out of my head. Like, dead ass, get out of my head. Because I so thought of that. I'm way ahead of you on that one. I don't know. I don't know about profile pictures because I like to have my face on pictures because people are looking for me for things. So I don't want to have that be the new profile picture. But okay, yeah, banner. I could see that as a banner temporarily, but I got to remember where the original image for my banner is before I replace it. With all that being said, though, we're running. It's past midnight now. Thank you all so much for tuning into another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for October 6th, 2022. Now October 7th. You can put your face on Mario's body. I'm not that good at Photoshop. I'm gonna have to hire somebody. Also, hey, I got a channel trailer that is going to be dropping soon too. Shouts out to Perpetual Noob for hooking channel up. Thank you so much for that. So that's probably going to go live hopefully this weekend if I remember to download it and then upload it to YouTube, which doesn't seem like it should be a difficult thing, but I've not done that yet. Again, thank you to Kev, thank you to Sin, and thank you for the GOAT, Idiot Anaka, being our eyes and ears on the ground there at TwitchCon. Hope she's staying safe out there. But of course, you all could have been watching any streaming, or you could have been anywhere in the world watching any streaming, or you could have been reading the tech and gaming news yourself, but you said no. Reading all of that news, it just hurts. It hurts so much. It's a pain in my soul. So we'd rather see the fine gentleman over at Tech Talk Thursday do that for us. And for that, I say thank you for granting us that opportunity. And all I've got left to say is I love you. Peace. How?
Wakanda forever.